years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Baseball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network as we get set for tonight's matchup here in Canyon, Texas, as the Patriots from UT Tyler have made the trek west to take on the West Texas A&M Buffaloes, number 2 team in the country, as we get set for Game 1 of this 4-game set for this weekend. Tonight for the UT Tyler Patriots, their starting lineup will be Riley Lambert, who will get the start in center field tonight, batting .345. Tanner Roach, the shortstop, bats second. Kyle McShaffrey, the third baseman, hits in the third spot. Ethan Betgood is the DH, batting .391 tonight. Jordan Gochener is the batting in the fifth spot, I should say, playing in right field tonight. Tommy Van Den Sanderen at second base, bats sixth. Lucas Polanco is the first baseman. He bats seventh tonight. Cade Watson is the catcher, bat eighth. And Hayden Clearman in left field will bat ninth. The pitcher for the Patriots tonight, getting the start, Dylan Bloomquist. And we'll get more on him in just a little bit. For the Lone Star Conference reigning champs and getting set for this matchup tonight for the number 2 team in the country, coming in with a record of 14-0, 12-0 in Lone Star Conference play. It is Eddie Savoy, who will be the DH for tonight's contest. Ryan Johnson will be in left field. Kennedy Badgett will be the catcher. Adam Becker at third base. Will Fenning will be in right field. Eric Ortiz is the first baseman. Mike Manetta is the shortstop. Isaiah Madrid is at second, and Paul Whitman is in center field. Nick Marshall gets the start for tonight's contest, as this indeed should be a good matchup between both these clubs. Of course, for Tyler coming in with a record of 8-8. All of their games have been conference games so far this year. They have not had any non-conference games. And for the Buffaloes, again, coming in with a record of 14-0. Marshall comes in with a record of 4-0 on the year, a 2.14 earned run average as he gets set for this one tonight. And so the Buffaloes, of course, in their home white uniforms with maroon numerals, while UT Tyler will be in with their gray uniforms and trimmed in black and orange. And now our national anthem. As we get set for tonight's contest, again, crowd still making their way in here to Wilder Park as the Buffaloes take their final warm-ups, getting set for our first pitch tonight. Bryce Sheets, happy to be coming your way on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network as the Buffaloes again come in with that 14-0 record and moved up to number 2 in the country in the latest poll that came out here just a little earlier this week. Buffs were number 3, and they jumped ahead of Tampa, who suffered a loss. They fall to number 3 at 12-1. Wingate, top team in the country at 14-1. Tampa is 3rd, and then Nova Southeastern is 4th, followed by Point Loma is 5th. For the Lone Star Conference, Angelo State is 17th. Lubbock Christian is 23rd in the latest poll that came out here earlier this week. For UT Tyler, again coming in with a record of 8-8, and it'll be Riley Lambert getting set to lead things off. Lambert batting .345 on the season. He's had 29 at-bats. He has scored 6 runs. He has 10 hits. 3 of those are doubles, and he's driven in 3 runs so far this season as a .448 slugging percentages. He walked once, been hit by a pitch once, and he has struck out 6 times. The right-hander, Nick Marshall, coming into this one as well as he comes in starting 4 games this season. He has that 4-0 record. He has pitched in 21 innings, allowed 13 hits, 7 runs, only 5 of those have been earned. He's walked 5, he's struck out 25, and he has a base on average of 162. And so Nick Marshall, the big right-hander, getting set to get this one underway for tonight's contest. Of course, a sophomore, got his final warm-up tosses in as we are ready to get this one underway. Heading down the third base line. As well for the Patriots, Brent Porsche, head coach for the Patriots. And we are set with Riley Lambert settling in to bat from the left side. In Ortiz, Madrid, Manetta, and Becker are the infielders. A bunt laid down. Marshall comes off, guns it over to first in time for the out, as Lambert grounds out 1-3 for out number 1. That'll bring up Tanner Roach. Roach batting from the right side as he comes in. And Roach getting set to settle in with a .321 batting average on the season. More or less a semi-open stance, batting from the right side. Now he takes a little bit better step back, takes a look at a pitch on the outside corner. That's in for strike 1 from Nick Marshall. Again, just underway, 71 degrees game time temp. And, of course, the wind coming from the south-southeast at about 21, so a gusty wind in this one tonight. Second pitch, try to go the same place on the outside corner and low. It's just a little bit too much outside, runs the count even at 1-1. Just getting underway, game 1 of a 4-game set. Game 2 and 3 will be tomorrow, and then game 4 will be on Sunday. Pitch is high. Well, not quite high enough. It looks like it's going to be high on the outside corner, but the umpire says, it got right at the shoulders. And that's a strike. 1-2 the count on Tanner Roach, senior. He's the shortstop in today's contest for the Patriots. Takes a cut, drives that out the middle for a base hit. Takes a big turn at first base as Whitman able to get that one in quickly. And so a right base runner aboard with 1 out for UT Tyler. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Kyle McSheffrey. McSheffrey also a senior, third baseman, batting from the left side. Settles in, ready to see what the offering will be from Nick Marshall. Again, over at first base will be Roach. He's aboard on a single. First pitch on the way, swung on, and that's driven out to left field. So back-to-back hits for UT Tyler. The Patriots enjoying that. They kind of got some timing down a little on Nick Marshall. And so runners at first and second for the Patriots. Again, in their series last week, They split with St. Edwards. And getting set to settle in is the cleanup batter, and that's going to be Ethan Bedgood. Sophomore batting .391, batting from the right side. He is the DH in today's contest for the Patriots. First offering on the outside corner, and checking to see if he went around. He did not. And so Kennedy Badgett trying to get the umpire at first to say that he did, but he didn't, so they'll call that ball 1. 0-1 the count. Marshall's delivery outside for ball 2. Getting Roach over at second base. McShaffrey over at first. Top of the first inning. 2 hits already for UTT. As Bedgood settles in, ready to go. That one misses outside and high. So Bedgood runs the count 3-0. So for the Buffaloes, as Marshall settles in, Badgett checks over in the dugout to see what the pitch is going to be. Delivery is on the inside corner, right at the knees for a strike. So a 3-1 count for Bedgood. Ethan will settle again from the right side. Has a closed stance. Keeps his feet fairly even, and that one's outside for ball 4. And so a walk will load the bases for UT Tyler. And that'll bring up the 5th place hitter in tonight's ball game, Jordan Gokenauer. So Gokenauer, the right fielder, batting .370, batting from the left side. Will settle in, get ready to go. Very up in the batter's box. He settles in. First pitch is going to be low for a ball. Again, runners at first, second, and third. Got a full base path out there for the Patriots. Infield playing in at first and third. Trying to knock down anything in front of them. Marshall getting set. That's fouled off at the plate. Runs the count even at 1-1. Gokenauer getting batting from the left side. Again, batting .370 coming into this one. Scored 10 runs. He has 10 hits on the season. He and Lambert lead this club with 10 hits each. Gokenauer takes a cut on an off-speed pitch way out in front. And that runs the count to 2-1. 1 out here, top of the first inning. Base pass or full. Roach at third, McShaffrey at second, and Bedgood at first. Gokenauer settles in, ready to go. That pitch is high, takes a look all the way, evens the count at 2-2. And you can kind of hear the wind, again, blowing out here to center field. So anything in the air will be a little bit of a battle for the outfielders today. Long look in. Jordan Gokenauer settles back in, ready to go. Runners take their lead at each base. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a slow roller to the shortstop. Throws over to third in time. 1 run does come across for Tyler, as Roach will score. McShaffrey is out. 6-5 for out number 2. And advancing to second base is Bedgood, and Gokenauer is on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Tommy Van de Sanden, excuse me. Tommy Van de Sanden, a junior, batting .258. Has scored 5 runs. He has 8 hits on the season, a couple of doubles. Takes a look at a strike from Nick Marshall. So Van de Sanden behind in the count, 1-0. 2 outs here, top of the first. Runners at first and second for UT Tyler. Patriots with the early 1-0 lead. There's a pitch that's right at the knees for a strike. Runs the count 2-0. And de Sanden now behind is Marshall. Settles in a little bit more. Marshall settles, gets the offering, and got him swinging for a strikeout, first strikeout of the ball game. That's out number 3. So 1 run does come across on 2 hits. There were no errors in the inning, and there were 2 left on base. So after a half inning of play, it's UT Tyler with the early 1-0 lead. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
Well, welcome back to Wilder Park as the WT Buffaloes get set for their at-bat here in the bottom of the first inning. And they will send Eddie Savoy to the plate, a DH, batting .392 on the season. He has 51 at-bats. He has scored 30 runs, 20 hits, and has 6 doubles, a triple, and a home run, and driven in 15 this season. He'll be followed by Ryan Johnson, the left fielder, batting .462 with 52 plate appearances, 24 runs he's scored, and 24 hits on the season. And then in batting third will be the catcher, Kennedy Badgett. Badgett comes in with a .417 batting average on the season. But Eddie Savoy will lead things off as he gets set to face Dylan Bloomquist, who comes in with a 2.70 earned run average, 1-0 on the season. First pitch is in there for a strike for Savoy. As he got a look, Bloomquist has had 2 appearances this season, started 2 games, and he's pitched in 10 innings. Second offering is driven out to right center field, and that is going to be circled and caught by the right fielder. Coming in to make that catch was Jordan Gokenauer. So Gokenauer comes in and makes the out. So a fly out to right for out number 1. And that'll bring up Ryan Johnson, batting .462. 24 hits for Ryan. He's also scored 24 runs. Takes a look at a strike on the outside corner from Bloomquist, Dylan Bloomquist, only a freshman, left-hander, ready to deal in this one. That's driven out to left center field as well. That's going to be fairly shallow, and Gokenauer comes in to make the out for out number 2. So Both players basically looking at a pitch each and then flying out for out number 2. That'll bring up the catcher. It's Kennedy Badgett comes up batting .417 on the season with 48 plate appearances. He has 20 hits, 8 of those are doubles, and he has a home run. Has a slugging percentage of .646, batting from the right side. First pitch is a strike for Badgett. Again, batting from the right side, facing the left-hander Dylan Bloomquist. Badgett, big open stance, deep in the batter's box, settles in, looks at a pitch way outside on a curve that just did not break. That evens the count at 1-1. 1-0 our score, as Tyler scored in the top of the first. There's a cut, and coming up empty on that one was Badgett. So a 2-1 count on the WT catcher. Kennedy settles back in, ready to go. Now opens his stance a little bit. That one is down inside. Bloomquist was already off, heading toward the dugout. Not the case. Evens the count at 2-2. Badgett will settle in. A 2-2 pitch getting set. And that one gets away from the catcher. It runs the count to 3-2. So a full count on Kennedy as he will settle in, the big catcher. From Aveda, Colorado. Ready to go. Pitch is down low for ball 4, so Badgett draws a walk and gets aboard. First base runner of the ball game for the WT Buffaloes. And that will bring up Adam Becker, the third base right-hand swinging cleanup batter for the Buffaloes, adding .444 on the season. Got 18 hits. 24 hits. He's scored 18 runs. Again, open stance for him in the right side as well as he settles in. First pitch is in there for a strike. Becker to be followed by Will Fenning. Becker ready to go. Bloomquist, the left-hander, ready to deliver. Does so. That one's a little low for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Badgett over at first base. Measures his lead about 2 steps off the bag. Not a big lead for the catcher. Again, facing a left-handed pitcher. That one is down low for a ball. 2-1's the count for Adam Becker. He settles back in, ready to go. A lot of room out in left center and really in right center, quite a bit of room. Of course, with the way the wind's blowing today. That's swung on, and that'll be fouled off the plate. Evens the count at 2-2. So 2-2 pitch from Dylan Bloomquist, getting set to be delivered. Becker settles in, ready to go from the right side. Drives this one down the third base line, but foul and out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. A slow roller hit into the dugout for the Buffaloes. Bloomquist finds the rosin bag, now settles in, takes a look at what pitch is in his repertoire, ready to go. taking on Becker. 2-2 pitch on the way. Off-speed pitch got Becker swinging for strike 3. And so a good off-speed pitch Becker couldn't hold back on, and that'll be a strikeout for out number 3. So no runs for the Buffaloes on no hits. There was one left on base. And no errors in the inning as well. And after an inning of play, UT Tyler with the lead 1-0 over the Buffaloes. We'll take a timeout and do so and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1831 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
Well, 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning here at Wilder Park. UT Tyler with the lead, getting set to send their 7, 8, and 9 batters to the plate here to start the second inning. And ready to face Nick Marshall. As again, UT Tyler had 1 run on 2 hits in the top of the first inning. And settling in, ready to go for UT Tyler is Lucas Polanco. Polanco, senior first baseman, batting .375, looks at strike 1. Polanco batting from the right side. There's a closed stance. Pitch on the way, takes a cut, comes up empty. Now runs the count to 2-0. Again, you can hear the wind. It was steady at 21 with a gust in the 30s. So that will be a bit, like I said, a challenge for the outfield. Marshall checks his wristband, checks the pitch he's going to throw. Driven down the third base line, fair, and that's all the way down the line. And Polanco will round first and head to second and go in with a stand-up double. Big hit for Polanco as he was able to take that 2-0 offering and drive it down the third base line for a hit. So for the second inning in a row, the Patriots from UT Tyler have a base runner aboard. And that'll be in the form of their first baseman, Lucas Polanco. That'll bring up Cade Watson, the catcher. Watson batting .308 on the season. He's played in 6 games. So this is his 7th game. He started 5, now make it 6. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. So Polanco taking his lead off the bag at second. Watson takes a big cut, comes up empty. And runs the count to 2-0. Let's try that again. Runs the count to 0-2. We'll say it that way. Sorry about that. So an 0-2 pitch on the way. Polanco measures his lead and taking a big cut, coming up empty for his second strikeout of the ball game. And that's out number 1 on Cade Watson, the freshman. Heads back to the dugout, and that'll bring up Hayden Clearman. And Clearman in left field will bat from the left side, coming with a .200 batting average on the season. He's looking for his second hit. He's had 1 hit so far this year. This is the 8th game he's been in. Takes a look at strike 1. After him, we'll go back to the top of the order, Riley Lambert. One out, one aboard. As Polanco will again measure his lead from the bag at second. Pitch on the inside corner just misses. Evens the count at 1-1. Clearman settles in, battling from the left side. Real close to that line on the inside part of the plate. Keeps his feet even. Takes a cut and fouls that one off. And runs the count to 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes for Clearman. Hayden, a junior out of Denton, Texas. Takes a cut, comes up with a foul ball, keeps the count at 1-2. A junior from Argyle High School. Played for Abilene Christian before making the way over to UT Tyler. Again, batting from the left side, settles in, ready to go. 1-2 pitch. From Nick Marshall on the way, taking a cut and coming up empty for a strikeout. That's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game. That's out number 2. We go to the top of the order. And that'll be Riley Lambert. Lambert in his last at-bat, grounded, tried to bunt his way on, grounded out to the pitcher, 1-3. So Lambert with his second at-bat, facing Marshall. 1-0, Tyler with the lead here, top of the second inning at Wilder Park. Marshall's delivery outside for a ball. Marshall checks the runner at second base as Polanco not straying too far away from the bag. There's a pitch on the outside corner, just misses. It's ball 2. So a 2-0 count for Lambert. Settles in again, batting from the left side. Marshall takes a long look in, ready to go. Here's the pitch, fouled off back toward us, and runs the count to 2-1. Lambert settles back in, ready. Again, game 1 of a 4-game set. Play 2 tomorrow. That's high. Runs the count to 3-1. Marshall trying to find that rhythm, just trying to get comfortable here in the top of the second inning. 1 run on 3 hits so far for UT Tyler. That's fouled out of play down the left field line. And that runs the count full at 3-2. So the rumber Polanco at second base will be off with a pitch. Measures his lead back away from the bag at second. Swung on, that's going to be popped up, and that does fall in for a hit. As Marshall tried to go back and pick that little bloop up, but just couldn't get his glove on it. So a bloop single for Lambert as he is aboard at first base. So runners at first and third on what the WT defense feels like probably should have been out number 3. 2 outs here in the inning, both via strikeout. And that'll bring up the shortstop Tanner Roach. He got aboard on a single his last time up and then came around to score the first run of the ball game, the only run of the ball game so far. Runner off going. Here's the throw down to second. Oh, they got the runner caught off of third. Nice throw over to Becker at third base, who put a tag on him, but the umpire says that he got back before the tag. Nice throw, though, by Badge. That is also ball one for Roach. So 1-0 count. Runners at second and third as Roach went on the steal attempt and they did not throw down, so he got credit for a stolen base. So runners within scoring position at second and third as Roach settles back in, ready to go, batting from the right side. 2-0 count. One on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Again, Tyler leading this one 1-0 as Roach came around to score on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Delivery is low for a ball, so runs the count to 3-1. You both kind of thought they had the runner at third. Polanco caught off the bag on that stolen base by Lambert, but just slid under the tag. Slide on, driven out to right field, long run, and coming in to make the catch. Fenning able to settle under it and make out number 3 on that put out on the fly out to left field. And so that's out number 3. So no runs on one hit. And there were 2 runners left on base. And so after an inning and a half, it's still 1-0 in favor of Tyler. We'll take a timeout. I'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Bud Light, proudly brewed.
Well, welcome back as we get set for the start of the second inning here from Wilder Park, as the Buffaloes will send up Will Fenning, their right fielder, up to lead things off, followed by Eric Ortiz and Mike Manetta, the shortstop. Fenning comes in with a .396 batting average, looks to strike 1. For Will on the season, he's appeared at the plate 53 times, and he's had 21 hits so far. He's also scored 11 runs for the Buffaloes early this season. 0-2 count is outside, runs the count to 1-2. Again, he'll be followed by Eric Ortiz and Mike Manetta. Fenning batting from the right side, close stance, takes a cut on an off-speed pitch and goes out on strikes. And it's the second strikeout of the ball game for Dylan Bloomquist. In fact, back-to-back strikeouts. As Becker went out on a strikeout to end the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Eric Ortiz. Eric, the first baseman for the Buffaloes, comes in batting .364. It's his 45th plate appearance on the season, and he looks at a strike batting from the left side. Again, facing the left-hander in Dylan Bloomquist. Off-speed pitch is in there again on a nice breaking ball for a strike. So 0-2 the count on Eric Ortiz. That's driven right back up the middle, right towards the second base, or the shortstop. And coming up with the pickup is the shortstop, Tanner Roach, and he throws over to first, so it's a 6-3 put out for Ortiz for out number 2. And that'll bring up Mike Manetta, batting .292 on the season. This will be his 49th plate appearance. He has 14 hits on the season. First pitch is inside for ball 1. Manetta batting from the right side. The shortstop looks and takes this one towards his counterpart. Picking it up, Roche throws over to first in time for the 6-3 putout. So again, a quick inning for the Buffaloes. It is a 1-2-3 putout for Tyler, as the Buffs will head back to the dugout trailing 1-0 after 2 innings of play. We'll take a timeout, do so, and come back with the top of the third after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Well, welcome back to Wilder Park as we head to the top of the third inning. Buffs trailing 1-0 to UT Tyler. And for the Patriots, they will send their 3, 4, and 5 hitters to the plate with Kyle McSheffrey to lead things off, followed by Ethan Bedgood and Jordan Gokenauer. And so Kyle McSheffrey comes up. Last time in the first inning, he got aboard on a single, and this one is driven foul and out of play for a long strike. Shaffrey was thrown out going to third base back in the first inning. So the third baseman will settle in, batting from the left side. Shaffrey ready, pitch on the way, and that is on the inside part of the plate. That'll be a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Kind of shading center field toward right center just a bit because one of the left-hander and because of the wind. That one's on the inside part of the plate, way inside for ball 2. So 2-1 count from Nick Marshall. Again, Marshall coming in with a 2.14 earned one on average on the season. It's gone up to 2.35 now. That one is off-speed pitch hit out to left field, and that'll be a put out for the Buffs on a fly out to left. Nice snag by Hayden Clearman. Check it by, let's try that again, by the left fielder, Ryan Johnson. And that is out number 1 for McSheffrey. So that'll bring up Bedgood. Bedgood got aboard on a walk his last time up. He is the DH for today's ball game. Looks at a pitch on the inside corner, just misses for ball 1. That That was a good pitch from Nick Marshall. Looked like it caught the corner. So 1-0 the count for Ethan Bedgood. Southmore takes a big cut, comes up empty. That evens the count at 1-1. Bedgood settling back in from Sherman, Texas. Sherman High School takes a cut, fouls it off, and that runs the count to 1-2. Top of the third, UT Tyler with a 1-0 lead over the number 2 team in the country, the Buffaloes of West Texas A&M, who come in with a 14-0 record, 12-0 in conference play, while Tyler 8-8 on the season. That pitch is high for a ball, evens the count at 2s. So 2-2 on Bedgood. Gokenauer is in the on-deck circle for Tyler. Right off of Marshall's arm. He can't find it. He got hit hard on that pitch. They're going to come out and check on him. I mean, that was driven right off of his right arm. Trainer's going to come out. Coaching staff's going to make their way out as well. And just check on the right-hander, as that one just went right off the muscle on his right arm. So you're probably going to give him a couple of throws just to see how he feels. Meanwhile, Bedgood gets credited with a single as he is aboard over at first base, and that'll bring up Gokenauer. Gokenauer got aboard on a fielder's choice his last at-bat. So they're going to give Nick Marshall a couple of throws just to see how he feels. That was a line drive right off of that right shoulder. Still sounds like good velocity out there for Marshall. And I'll make one more throw as trainer and the coaching staff will make their way back. Crazy as it sounds, sometimes when you get hit like that, it'll settle you down just a little bit. Here you can see as this one right up the middle off his shoulder, and of course defensively he was looking to see if he could find the ball, but again it kind of had a sting right away. So Gokenauer will settle in. Again, got aboard on a fielder's choice last time, batting from the left side. Big credit to the Thunder Vision crew for getting that as well. There's I thought it was a strike, but said he held up, so that'll be ball one for Gokenauer. So runner at first base is Bedgood. 2 outs here one out here in the inning. That one misses for ball 2. Jordan Gokenauer settles in, batting from the left side. Outfield pretty much straight away, takes a big cut, comes up empty on that one. Runs the count to 2-1. Top of the third, 1-0 Tyler with the lead. Tyler 1 run on 5 hits. WT still looking for their first hit of the ball game. Gokenauer settles in. Marshall ready as well. And off speed got him swinging for a strike. Evens the count at 2-2. I say off speed, it looked like it had a little bit of a spin as he kind of was out in front of it. Still a hard pitch from Nick Marshall. Marshall takes a look over at first base, checks out Bedgood. Gokenauer settles back in. Van de Sanden is on the on-deck circle. Should Gokenauer And that is a strike 3. Gokenauer knew as he started walking back to the bench. That is out number 2. That is the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Nick Marshall. So that'll bring up Van de Sander. Takes a cut, strike 1, Tommy Van de Sanden. Again, the junior. So the 0-1 pitch from Marshall as he gets set. Kind of shading and descended toward right field, and that one is going to be foul and out of play as that's hit back past the dugout area. So runs the count to 0-2. 2 outs here in the inning. Runner at first base. It's Gokenauer. Checking. That's Bedgood. Bedgood makes his way back, settles in at first. Marshall checks him, checks at home, and delivers. And that's going to be high for a ball. So 1-2 count for Van de Sanden. Tommy batting .228 on the season. Fouls this one down the right field line. A long run for the Buffs right fielder. Fenning makes a sliding attempt to try to catch that one, but just couldn't get there. He had a long way to go to get over underneath. Try to pull that one in. Good effort for Will on that one. So allow Will to make his way back out to the right field. But a great effort by Fenning. Keeps the count at 1-2. Van de Sanden settles in, batting from the right side. Pitch on the way, outside, misses for ball 2. So 2-2 for Nick Marshall. Marshall again got that drive from Bedgood right back off his right shoulder. But so far has shown no ill effects from it. That's driven down the third base line, fouling out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. Should Van de Sanden get aboard, that'll bring up the first baseman, Polanco. Tommy Van de Sanden settles back in, ready to go. Junior second baseman kicks strike 3 as he's looking for another strikeout. That is out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit. No errors in the inning and 1 left on base. We have played 2.5. Tyler with the lead, 1-0 over the WT Buffaloes. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Well, we head to the bottom of the third inning for the WT Buffaloes. And they will head to the bottom of the lineup as well as Isaiah Madrid will start things off. The senior second baseman, batting .257 on the season, will settle in, ready to go. Isaiah with a big open stance. Takes a cut, first pitch he sees, and sends it fouling out of play. And that'll be strike one. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Paul Whitman, then back to the top of the order, Eddie Savoy. As that's how the Buffs will head to the plate here to start the bottom of the third inning. Madrid takes a little pitch, a little low for a ball, 1-1. By the way, Lady Buff basketball, Lady Buffs win 75-56 over UT International, the playoffs down in Frisco. Lone Star Conference playoffs, so they take care of business today. Off-speed pitch, got Madrid swinging. He's down in the count now. A ball and 2 strikes. UT Tyler, 1 run on 5 hits. The Buffs still looking for their first hit of the ball game here as we get to the number 8 batter in the lineup for this Friday evening. Off-speed pitch, just misses. Evens the count. 2-2. Madrid looks at a pitch low for a full count now. Isaiah on the season. He has walked 10 times, so he's got a good eye at the plate. And drives this one right up the middle for the first base hit of the ball game for the Buffaloes is Isaiah. Nice single to center field, gets aboard, and the Buffs have their first base runner of the ball game. Coming out of the 8th spot, and that'll bring up. And so we go to Paul Whitman, freshman center fielder, as he makes his way to the plate, batting .371 for the Buffs this season, his 36th plate appearance. It's 13 hits, his 3 doubles, 2 triples, and he's driven in 5 this season, batting from the left side. Settles in, ready to go. Here's the throw over to first as Madrid slides back from the left-hander Dylan Bloomquist. Whitman settles back in from the left side, ready to go. Madrid gets his lead off the bag, about 3.5 steps. As Whitman shows bunt, pulls it back for a ball. So 1-0, the count for Paul. Whitman settles in, third baseman playing right even with the grass. Whitman shows bunt again and pulls it back. 2-0, the count now. Everybody checks the wristband on what play they have for the Buffs offense. Whitman checks it twice, now settles back in, batting from the left side. 2-0 pitch from Bloomquist on the way. And that's a strike, taking all the way. After Whitman will be Savoy. Madrid measures his lead off the bag at first. Bloomquist comes home with it. That's down in the dirt for ball 3. So for Paul Whitman, he has drawn 12 walks this season so far. So trying to make it 13 right here, if it's something he can't get a hold of. So the 3-1 pitch from Dylan Bloomquist. On its way, that's going to be outside for ball 4, so that's a walk. That's the second walk of the ball game for Bloomquist. And that puts runners at first and second.
Back to the top of the top order with number 8, Eddie Savoy.
And so we head to the top of the order. Eddie Savoy comes in. Savoy batting .385. 364 with runners in scoring position. Quick conversation out at the mound for Brent Porsche and his staff as they want to visit with the infield here with the runners at first and second. Again, UT Tyler with the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Buffs just got their first hit of the ball game thanks to Isaiah Madrid as he was able to drive that one out to left field. And now a long conversation from Porsche. They finally break it up. And again, that'll bring Savoy to bat for the Buffaloes. The DH for WT batting from the right side settles in ready to go. Runners at first and second both take their lead. And Savoy facing Bloomquist ready to go. And there's a bad throw out into the center field, and so the runners will advance as it was interesting, they sent their shortstop scrambling down to third base and then threw it to the second baseman, but it was a bad throw between the wickets. And so the Buffs advance with now runners in scoring position at second and third as Madrid over at third, Whitman at second, and Savoy waiting for his first pitch here in the third. That one gets away from the catcher, but he's able to keep it in front for ball one. Of course, he'll be followed by Ryan Johnson. Buffs trying to take advantage of here in the bottom of the third with runners in scoring position. No outs. Pitch is low for ball two. So 2-0 the count on Eddie Savoy. Savoy settles in. Drives this one for a base hit out into left center field. One run comes across. Rounding third and heading home is Whitman for 2 runs. Savoy slides into second base. He's safe as they can come up with a throw. So Eddie Savoy has a double, second hit of the ball game, and that brings in 2 runs, and the Buffs take the lead, leading 2-1 over the Patriots from UT Tyler. And that'll bring up Ryan Johnson. Here we go. We'll get the replay. Here's the shot right up the middle. Nicely done over the shortstop's head. And that plates 2 runs for the Buffaloes. Nicely done for WT. Here's a drive down the third base line. It's fair. Long throw over to first, and in time, get Johnson first pitch swinging. And Johnson thought he timed it perfectly, drilled it down the third base line, but nice play by the third baseman, McShaffrey. And so that'll be an out 5-3 for out number 1. And that'll bring up Kennedy Badgett, the catcher, settling in. Kennedy's last time up was a walk, so he was able to get Bloomquist to pass him on to first base. Still a runner at second base. All-speed pitch is outside for a ball. So Badgett ahead in the count 1-0. Buffs again take the lead here in the bottom of the third, 2-1 on the double by Eddie Savoy. That's dribbling up the middle, and picking it up is the shortstop. Bounce it over to first base, and not in time. And so it has runners at the corners for the Buff as Savoy makes his way down to third, and Badgett is aboard. And drew him off the bag at first, so let's see if they score that as a hit. And so they're going to call that an error. So an E6 on the throw. And that'll bring up Adam Becker. As the third baseman settles in, batting from the right side. Buffs with runners at the corner. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Off-speed pitch. Oh, and they say he went around for a strike. Well, that was interesting. So an 0-1 count on Becker. As he settles back in, ready to go, batting from the right side. Pitch is fouled off, driven down the right field line for a foul. So an 0-2 count for the Buffalo third baseman. Again, runners at the corner. Badgett at first base. Savoy at third. And the pitch is swung on, and that's going to be fouled and out of play. So it keeps the count at 0-2 on Adam Becker. 2-1, Buffs take the lead here in the bottom of the third. 2 runs so far on 2 hits. Becker settles in, ready to go. Off-speed pitch. Kind of took a golfing swing at it. Fouled it off at the plate. Keeps the count. Still at 0-2, but boy, that came in exceptionally slow. Adam did a nice job of just fighting that off at the plate. So Becker with the open stance, settles back in, ready to go. Batting from the right side. Swung on, and that is going to be hit in the gap between short and third. Another run comes home for the Buffaloes. Credit the RBI to Adam Becker as he picks up a hit. And the Buffs push their lead out now to 3-1.
Number 15, Will Penny.
And that'll bring up Will Fenning, the right fielder. Will's last at bat was a strikeout. Back in the second inning, coming up here in the third. Buffs lead at 3-1. Fenning settles in with the runners at first and second. Takes a cut, and that's going to be a slow roller to the third baseman. Underhand throw is in time for the putout. Runners advance to second and third. So Fenning is out 5-3. We're out number 2. That brings up the 8th batter here in the inning. Eric Ortiz makes his way up. Grounded out to the shortstop, his last at bat. Ortiz batting .356 on the season. Settles in from the left side. Off-speed pitch is way outside for a ball. Ortiz. Settles back in. With 2 outs, he's batting .294 on the season. That's an off-speed pitch. It misses. Ball 2. So 2-0 the count for the Buffalo first baseman. Settling back in, ready to go. Facing Dylan Bloomquist here in the third inning. And that's going to be a dribbler up the middle, and the shortstop's going to get over there in time for the putout. And so he is out 6-3 for out number 3. But the Buffs get 3 runs, and they do so on 2 hits. There is, or 3 hits, excuse me. There is an error in the inning and 1 left on base. As we completed 3, the Buffs take the lead in this one. They lead it 3-1. We're back with the top of the 4th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
The best tailgates start with the best beef.
And the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Well, the 6'3 Southmore for the Buffaloes takes his final warm-up tosses as his club has now staked him to a 3-1 lead over UT Tyler here as we head to the top of the fourth inning, and a good inning indeed for the Buffs. As mentioned, able to get 3 runs on 4 hits. There was an error in the inning, and so the Buffs grab the lead here as we head to the top of the fourth. And for the Patriots, they'll send their third baseman to the plate as Lucas Polanco looks at ball 1. Settles in, ready to go. Nick Marshall checks the armband on the pitch. That's going to be low for ball 2. The fun of baseball, that's what can change. Bottom half of the inning, Buffs able to score 3 and take the lead. Pitch is outside for ball 3. Question also was, after Marshall took that line drive off his right shoulder, really off the muscle in his right arm, and since the Buffs had a long at bat, if it would stiffen up a little bit. That pitch is a strike. So it makes it 3-1. So he's able to settle in. Cade Watson in the on-deck circle. Hayden Clearman will be in the hole, ready to go. Here's the 7, 8, 9 batters for the Patriots. That is hit high in the sky out toward left center field, and that one may be gone. Nope, coming in to make the catch. Nope, indeed it was a home run. I'm trying to see if somebody got a glove on it, but credit the home run from Lucas Polanco as he drove that out to the parking lot, actually. So a home run for Polanco. Good UT crowd here on hand.
Number 7, Cade Watson.
So that cuts the lead to 3-2. And that'll bring up Cade Watson. So Watson will settle in from the right side. He was a strikeout victim his last at bat. I should say Polanco, his last at bat had a double, so he has a double and a home run in this one today. Watson looks at ball 1. Close stance, settles in, ready to go. Batting from the right side. Looks at a pitch high for ball 2. Hear the Tyler dugout as they are excited that Nick Marshall is behind in the count 2-0 after striking out Watson. Of course, 4 strikeouts for Marshall so far. That is going to be high for ball 3. So 3-0 the count. 3-2 Buffs lead this one. 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error for UT Tyler. Timeout taken by Matt Brandenburg. He wants to go out and kind of visit. Matt Vandenberg, excuse me, wants to go out and visit. They're going to bring the trainer out as well. I think he sees something in the delivery, and he wants to talk things over here with his pitcher. I think he has seen something in the delivery that he doesn't like. Of course, I think Marshall's going to go out there and keep slamming away as much as they can. We do have somebody warming up in the Buffs bullpen, and so just in case, and they are signaling to the bullpen they want to go ahead and bring in a pitcher as Marshall, they think that right arm has stiffened up after getting hit in the shoulder. So they're calling to the bullpen. So with the call to the bullpen, we'll take a timeout as well. Buffs lead this one 3-2 over UT Tyler. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Just completed my academic courses, so now I am starting my research at West Texas A&M University, trying to find out the export of soccer.
And welcome back as we bring Nathan Holmes into the lineup for the Buffaloes. Can't close the book yet on Nick Marshall. So he's still going to be responsible, in essence, for Watson still at the plate. And Watson has a 3-0 count on him. Holmes comes in. He is a left-hander. Holmes from Mississauga, Ontario, and played at LSU Eunice, and went to Streetsville Secondary for high school. Make sure we have the right pitcher. Let's try it again. I think I said it's Colton Charnholm that comes in. And Charnholm comes in from Enos, Montana, and the University of Washington. Again, 6'1", 200-pound junior. Colton getting extra warm-ups, and the reason why is because it's an injury exchange, or in other words, they took Nick Marshall out, and so Carnholm getting an extra opportunity. Colton to kind of get in some extra. Well, you really didn't get to warm up too much in the bullpen, so he'll get his final warm-up tosses in. Colton on the season has a 2.08 earned run average. And comes in with a record of 3-0, pitched in 8.2 innings so far this season. Allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of those earned. He's walked 3 and he struck out 12. So final warm-up toss for Colton. Charnholm settles in, ready to go as we'll get set to send Cade Watson back to the plate with a 3-0 count. So that's the one thing Charnholm will have to be sure of, too. So right now, Nick Marshall is going to be charged with 2 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 4 in the ball game. So Watson settles in, batting from the right side. Charnholm settles in, the lefty ready to go. Gets the set from Kennedy, and it's going to be a strike. So runs the count to 3-1, excuse me. So no outs here in the top of the 4th. And I should say that Marshall went 3 innings. That's going to be drilled out to left center field for a base hit. So Watson aboard as he heads to second base. Here's the relay as Watson stands up and is aboard. And so he's at second. With no outs here, we go to the bottom of the inning, and that's going to be Hayden Clearman. So Clearman, who struck out his last at bat, batting from the left side, settles in. Ready to go. And a runner at second base in the form of Cade Watson for UT Tyler. Buffs lead it 3-2. 7 hits for UT on two runs on 7 hits. That bunt is shown. That's going to be low for a ball. Buffs 3 runs on 4 hits. Buffs lead it 3-2, but Tyler threatening here in the top of the 4th. Bunt shown again, and that one just misses on the outside corner for ball 2. So 2-0 the count on Hayden Clearman. Clearman batting .167 on the season. And there's an offering, and that's going to be a strike. So 2-1 for the freshman. Center fielder settles back in, ready to bat from the left side, facing the left-hander Colton Charnholm. Misses outside for ball 3. So again, Charnholm had to come in for Nick Marshall. Had extended warm-up, but still not like throwing a bullpen session. As Kennedy Badgett looks over at the dugout, wanting to make sure on the pitch he's signaling in for his pitcher. That's on the inside corner for a strike. So full count on Hayden Clearman. Clearman will settle back in. Colton Charnholm ready to go. Bunt still shown. And that is going to be ball 4. And walking down to first base with a walk is Clearman. So runners at first and second now for UT Tyler. They go to the top of the order, and that'll bring up Riley Lambert. So Lambert makes his way up, batting .355. Again, batting from the left side. And with runners in scoring position, he bats .375. So coming up for his 3rd time today. And pitch is offered up low for a ball to Lambert. So 1-0 for the center fielder for the Patriots. Buffs lead it 3-2 here, top of the 4th inning, 2 aboard for UT Tyler. No outs in the inning. That's going to be bunt high for a strike, so that runs it even at 1-1. Again, Polanco led off the inning with a home run after running the count 3-1. Drilled one out to left center field. Then Watson got aboard on a double as he saw 2 pitches from Charnholm. That's bunted at the plate for a strike. And so runs the count to 2-1. Or check it, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes on Lambert. Wilder Park on a Friday night. Pleasant late winter baseball game. And umpire wants to, or I should say Coach Porsche wants to talk with his hitter, Lambert. Down in the count, 1-2. Charnholm will get a quick visit from his first baseman, Ortiz, and he'll make his way back to the bag at first. Again, runners at first and second. As Watson over at second, Clearman over at first. And a 1-2 count for the center fielder from Tyler. offering comes inside, and it's bunted over to first in time. Let's see, they'll be safe. He was drawing off the bag on a bad throw from Charnholm, and so Lambert gets aboard on an error. We'll see. It should be an error, I think. But now runners are full first, second, and third for the. Now the umpires are going to get together on this one and see if it may have been possibly runner interference on that. We'll check and see as the home plate umpires called them together. Umpiring crew for the day: Doug McClure, Ada Howard, and Damon Thomas. Doug McClure behind the plate today. Howard made the call out at first, so right now the bases are juiced with no outs. And here we'll see a replay. See, it comes, it's a high, takes it high, but the question is was he in the base pad? I don't think he was. So they're going to talk with head coach Matt Vandenberg to explain, I think, why they're calling him safe. And so that'll keep the bases juiced. The pitcher was able to field it and threw over to first, and so that's the only thing I can think of is possibly runner interference. So the bases are juiced, and that'll bring up Tanner Roach. And Roach comes in batting from the right side for the UT Tyler Patriots. Again, bases are full and a 3-2 lead for the Buffs. First pitch is inside for a strike, right on the inside corner on Roach. So 0-1 the count on the shortstop for the Patriots. Tyler threatening here at the top of the fourth. Way inside that time, misses for a ball. Again, the Buffs took the lead away from UT Tyler. Tyler got a run in the first inning on back-to-back hits. And then a fielder's choice allowed the run to come home, and so they got a run to lead 1-0. And then the Buffs took the lead 3-1 in the bottom of the third. UT got a home run here to start off the fourth from their first baseman, Polanco. And now they are sending their fifth batter to the plate in Roach. And again, another visit to the mound. As kind of looks like Charnholm just still hasn't got comfortable out there. 2-0 the count. Check it, 2-1 the count, I should say, on Roach. So a conversation with the bases juiced for UT Tyler. Trying to make sure everybody's on the same page on what the deliveries are supposed to be. And again, they have the pitches, kind of like they do in the NFL or in college football where the quarterback has the play as a wristband. Pitchers have a wristband as well, so too do the catchers. When they signal in what pitch they want, they want to make sure those guys are on the same page. A long conversation. Home plate umpire is letting the WT pitching coach go out there and have a long conversation. So that has come to a conclusion. Against Corey Hall was taking plenty of time as he wanted to make sure that he and Charnholm were also on the same page. So Colton settles in, ready to go, the 2-1 pitch. Again to Roach. The shortstop settles in, takes a cut, comes up empty. Evens the count at 2-2. Get no outs yet for Tyler here in the top of the fourth. Bases are juiced. Only place you can put a runner is at home. And Tanner Roach settles in from the right side, ready to go. Takes a cut, comes up empty. So that's the first strikeout of the ball game for Charnholm. And the first out of the inning for UT Tyler. That'll bring up the third baseman, Kyle McSheffrey. McSheffrey today has grounded out to the shortstop and flown out to left field. Again, batting from the left side, hitting .296. Takes a look at strike one. And whatever was discussed between Coach Hall and Charnholm, it was effective. Charnholm settles in, gets a check of the wristband once again, takes a big deep breath, and settles in ready to deliver. Pitch on the way is going to be driven out to left field. That may curl foul. Let's see. No, instead it's a home run, and that went to the short porch. And McSheffrey able to hit a grand slam home run and plate everybody on the base pass for Tyler to push the visiting team ahead here by a count of 6-3 over the Buffaloes. And that goes right down the left field line of the short porch. Barely stayed fair, but that's all it needs to do in order to get out into the parking lot, and was able to do so. So a home run for McSheffrey. And you can watch right here as he takes a cut and just stayed with it all the way. Nice camera work as you see that one. Good, just clear the fence. Bounce out into the parking lot. But all it has to do is clear, and that's exactly what it did. And gives the Patriots a 6-3 lead now over the Buffaloes. That'll bring up Bedgood, and Bedgood was aboard on a single, his last at bat. And he is 2 for 2 at the plate today. He had a walk, and then again got aboard on a single. Batting .417 for the Patriots. Again, batting from the right side. Nobody aboard now, so that's an off-speed pitch. That's a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. As Ethan Bedgood settles in, ready to go. One out here in the top of the fourth. Tyler takes the lead on a grand slam home run. That one's fouled off the plate. Runs the count to 2-1. So McSheffrey with a grand slam drives in 4. Watson had a home run. Or excuse me, Polanco had a home run. There's a shot. It's going to be hit out in the left center field. That's going to be over the head for the left fielder for a base hit, a ground rule double. And so Bedgood able to come up with a double. And that's the 10th hit of the ball game for UT Tyler. That'll bring up the right fielder as Jordan Gokenauer will make his way up. And now another visit to the mound, and that will probably be it for Colton Charnholm, as coaching staff will come out and make a change, and we'll head to the bullpen for the pitching change. Right now, it's 6-3 in favor of UT Tyler. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Well, the Buffs head to the bullpen once again here in the top of the fourth inning. Again, starting out the inning was Nick Marshall, and Marshall came out, gave up a home run to the first baseman for the Patriots, Lucas Polanco. And then the next batter he faced was Watson. He got behind in the count 3-1, and they thought, again, back in the third inning, he got a line drive right off his right shoulder. I think they thought it stiffened up quite a bit and wanted to send him to the locker room, so they brought Colton Charnholm in. Charnholm comes in and just struggled trying to find just a good rhythm out there for the Buffaloes, as he allowed 2 hits. We got 4 hits in the inning, and so he's still accountable for the runner, which is Bedgood over at second base. Allowed 4 hits, including a grand slam from McSheffrey, to give Tyler the 6-3 lead. And so that sends the Buffaloes to the dugout to bring out Brennan Burdone. As Burdone makes his way out, Brennan, a 6-foot, 185-pound sophomore from Plano, Texas, played at Connors State and is heading to the plate to face Gokenauer. As Jordan Gokenauer will make his way up. Gokenauer so far on the day is hit into a fielder's choice and struck out. Burdone ready to go with a runner at second base. First pitch swinging, and that's going to be fouled and out of play for Gokenauer. That'll be a long strike. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Both trying to prevent any further damage from occurring. Gokenauer settles in, right fielder. The junior, again batting .345, settles in ready to go. Takes a look at an inside pitch for a ball. Evens count of 1-1. He's the 8th batter here in the inning, in the 4th, for the Tyler Patriots. Gokenauer takes a long look out at the new pitcher, Brendan Burdone. Burdone's off-speed pitch is hit out into left field, giving chase. Trying to get over there, get underneath, and back at the fence. Able to pull that one in was Ryan Johnson. So a nice grab by Ryan Johnson for out number 2. And we go to the 9th batter in the inning, and that's going to be Tommy Van de Sanden. Van de Sanden comes in as he has struck out. Actually struck out twice today, Van de Sanden. So Van de Sanden settles in from the right side, ready to go. Batting .242. Looks at an off-speed pitch for a ball. Van de Sanden, a long look down the third base line at Coach Porsche. Settles back in, ready to go. Settles in. Burdone delivers and got a swinging strike for that one. Evens the count at 1-1. Again, Tyler able to get 5 runs to come across here in the inning on 4 hits. Do have a runner at third base. Off-speed pitch is going to be a strike. Runs the count to 1-2. An all-speed pitch fouled off to the right side. Vandersanden settles back in, batting from the right side. Takes a long look out at Berdone. And Berdone ready. This is driven short set to right, shallow right center field. Coming down to second base, inside sliding in is going to be Vandersanden. So he'll have a double. And so that'll bring up the 10th batter, and that's the one who started things off with a home run, Polanco. That's the 5th hit in the inning. And so it's the 6th run in the inning. So those will be charged to Colton Chamblin. Perdone's pitch is going to be outside to Polanco for ball 1. Polanco, of course, a double and a home run so far in the ball game today. 7-3. Tyler with the lead, scoring 6 runs here in the top of the 4th. Long inning for the Buffs. Trying to get out of it with 2 outs here. Off-speed pitch misses for a ball. So Polanco, .423 the batting average. Again, and with a runner at second base, he's got a .455 batting average with runners in scoring position. And actually making it 500 with runners in scoring position. Also hits 500 with 2 outs. Drives this one down to third. Nice stop over to third, back to first, but they pull first baseman off on a tough throw for Adam Becker. As that one got a nice stop, but then just throw Ortiz off the bag at first. And so that'll score a run on an error on the throw. As Vandersanden comes home, pushes the Tyler lead to 8-3. Some uncharacteristic errors here for the Buffaloes. And that will bring up Cade Watson. Watson had a double his last at bat, struck out in his first at bat, so he's 1 for 2 at the plate today. Settles in. He also scored a run back at the top of the inning, I should say, or back earlier in the inning. That pitch is going to be high and outside for a ball. First of 4 games here against Tyler. Tyler comfortably in front here in the top of the 4th, 8-3 over the Buffaloes. Berdone, the right-hander, trying to settle in. Pitch is outside for a ball. Berdone, a sophomore. Just, again, Buffs trying to find some rhythm out on the pitching rubber here tonight against Tyler. Tyler coming in at 8-8 on the season. Again, they split their series last week against St. Edwards. Buffs trying to get that last out here in the 4th inning. It's the 11th batter to come to the plate. That's outside for a ball. 3-0 the count on Polanco. On Watson, excuse me. So the 3-0 pitch from Bourdon is going to be high for ball 4, so another walk. Puts the runner at first base. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter in the order, Clearman, who is the number 11 batter. Number 12 batter, I should say, here in the 4th. So Tyler's sending 12 batters to the plate here in the top of the 4th, leading this one 8-3. High pitch inside for a ball. Bourdon tries to settle in here a little bit. Brennan takes a long look in at his catcher. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that's going to be a little looper that's going to go foul. I think it was fouled at the plate. I think it hit foul, then bounced back in, then rolls foul. They made sure that it rolled foul. So the runners go back to first and second. Runs the count even at 1-1 for Clearman, as Hayden will work his way back to bat from the left side. Takes a long look down the third base line at his head coach. Now we'll settle back in, ready to go. So the 1-1 pitch from Bourdon for Clearman on the way. Off-speed pitch. Takes a cut, comes up empty. Runs the count to 1-2. 2 outs here, the top of the 4th inning. Buffs just trying to get out of it here, trailing 8-3. UTT putting a 7 spot on the scoreboard here. 7 hits in the inning. There's a slow roller to Ortiz at first, and he fields it foul, so everybody will go back. Ortiz trying to get a glove on it. Eric just couldn't. Wanted to kind of grab it and then step on the bag at first. Just couldn't come up with it cleanly. So that brings Clearman back into the batter's box. Again, settles in, ready to go to face Brennan Bourdon. Here's a swing, up, inside out swing that goes out into left field. 1 run's going to score. Gets away from Johnson. He throws it into the bag at second. Nobody's there. 2 runs come across as Tyler gets Polanco to score. And Watson to score on the stand-up double from Clearman, as everything is going Tyler's way here in the top of the 4th as they send their 13th batter to the plate, and that's their leadoff man, Lambert, and they lead it now 10-3. So Lambert, who grounded out his very first at-bat, took a bunt single, tried to get a bunt single, and grounded it back to the pitcher, Nick Marshall. Got aboard on a single in the second, and then got aboard on a hit at the top of this inning. And came around to score on McSheffrey's home run. Now up for the 4th time here in the ball game. Lambert, 375 at the plate. Has Clearman over at second base. Bourdon trying to get something. Gets a strike on that pitch. Evens the count at 1-1. Buffaloes 14-0 this season, but trailing in this one 10-3. Pitch is high. Runs the count to 2-1. Berdone, who just trying to get comfortable out here on the bag. Settles in with the right foot on the rubber. Takes a look in at his catcher and ready to go. Clearman over at second base. Pitch is inside for a ball, 3-1. Lambert. Head in the count, 3-1. Berdone ready to go. The right-hander. Trying to entice Lambert here to take a swing. And that's going to be high for ball 4, another walk. And so second walk given up by Lambert. Keeps runners at first and second now, and that'll bring up Tanner Roach. So Roach will settle in from the right side. Everything going Tyler's way here in the top of the 4th. They've scored 9 runs on 8 hits. Here's a slow roller hit to third. Coach Porsche comes up with it. That'll be a strike on Roach. So what'll be interesting is to see how Dylan Bloomquist comes out. This has been a long, long inning for him to sit and rest. Roach settles back in, ready to go. Here's a drive out to left center field, and reaching up and coming up with the baseball is Johnson, as Ryan Johnson able to pull that one in for out number 3. So 9 runs on 7 hits. Was an error in the inning and 2 left on board. We have completed 4.5. The top half of the 4th, 4.5 so far. And the Buffs now trail 10-3. We'll take a timeout, be back on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Pioneer in online education, West Texas A&M University leads the state and the nation in quality and value. 6 of WT's graduate programs earned Best Program accolades from U.S. News & World Report, and WT's online undergraduate program was ranked number 1 in Texas and number 24 in the country. 2 online degree programs for veterans were also ranked number 1 and number 3 in Texas. Get an outstanding education completely online at one of the most affordable and accessible institutions in the nation. Visit WTAMU.edu.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, what an inning. The top of the 4th for UT Tyler. They scored 9 runs in the inning on 7 hits. So they have 10 runs on 12 hits and an error. The Buffs now having to climb out of a hole here in the bottom of the 4th. 3 runs on 4 hits and an error. As we get set to get this one underway, we go with the shortstop, as Mike Mineta will make his way up for his second at-bat. Mineta, who grounded out to the shortstop his last time up, looks at a strike on the outside quarter from Bloomquist. So that runs the count to 0-1. 10-3. That was way outside on a off-speed pitch that did not break for Bloomquist. And again, trying to put a clock on it, about a 40-minute top of the 4th inning. So Bloomquist set for a long time. That is going to be at the knees, but just a little low for a ball. So runs the count to 2-1 for Mike Mineta, batting .286 That's way outside for a ball. So Bloomquist settles in, ready to deliver to Mineta. Driven down the third base line for a base hit, and so Mike gets around on that one, takes a big cut at first base, and will make his way back to the bag. So Buffs with a leadoff signal here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And that'll bring up Isaiah Madrid. And Madrid, of course, with a big single, his last at bat, came around to score. So Isaiah will make his way to the batter's box, batting .278. So Madrid with a big open stance. Takes a look at a pitch down low for a ball. Following Madrid will be Paul Whitman, center fielder for the Buffs. So Madrid settles in, ready to go. Here's the offering, fouled off and out of play. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Buffs trailing here in the bottom of the fourth, 10-3. Giving the Buffs 14-0, 12-0 in conference play. Ranked number 2 in the country. Madrid settles in, ready. Bloomquist offering is fouled off at the plate. Runs the count now to 1-2. So Dylan Bloomquist settles in, 6'4" freshman. Long look at his catcher. That's going to be down in the dirt. Evens the count at 2-2. Again, Mike Mineta over at first base. Measures his lead off the bag at first. Isaiah ready to go. Pitch on its way. Swung on, hit towards the shortstop. Throws over to second, and that's the only play he's going to have. So Madrid will be aboard on a fielder's choice. As Mineta's out 6-4 for out number 1. And that'll bring Paul Whitman to the plate. Paul batting .371. His last at bat, he got aboard on a walk, came around to score for the Buffaloes. Was back in the third inning. So Whitman settles in, ready to go. Left-handed Bloomquist on an off-speed pitch is called a strike. Whitman settles in again, batting from the left side. Off-speed pitch got him swinging on that one. Now down in the count. 0-2. Paul, the freshman from Germany, Tigerheim. Checks his swing, and they said, yes, that's a strikeout. The home plate umpire called it. And that is out number 2, as Whitman, they say, went around. So we go to the top of the order. Eddie Savoy comes up.
Back to the top of the Buff order is number 8, Eddie Savoy.
So Eddie Savoy makes his way up to the batter's box, bidding .396. Savoy, his last at bat, had a double, came around to score. Looks at a pitch for a strike. Savoy 1 for 2 today from the plate. Flied out to left field his first at bat, and then had that double. Savoy takes a cut, slow roller to the shortstop, comes up with it, gunning over to first. In time for the putout as Savoy is out 6-3 for out number 3. So no runs on one hit. No errors in the inning and one left on base. We have played 4 complete. The Buffs trail 10-3. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, the Buffs have a big hole as they trail here to the top of the 5th, trailing 10-3. Again, Tyler scoring 9 runs back in the 4th inning on 7 hits. They sent 13 batters to the plate. And one of those big heroes back in the top of the 4th was their third baseman, McSheffrey, who had a grand slam home run. Again, wind is blowing out here today at Wilder Park. The game time temp was 71. We've dropped to 66. And the winds are still out of the southeast at 17 miles an hour. And so, again, McSheffrey was able to drive that one to deep left field. And so he settles back in ready to go. He is 1 for 3 at the plate, but does have that grand slam home run, 4 RBIs on the day. He settles in here in the top of the 5th as he looks at ball 1 to start things off. Of course, Buffs and UT Tyler play tomorrow. They'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. Here's a shot out to right field as that one goes between first and second. So another good at bat for McSheffrey as he has a hit to get aboard. And that'll bring up Bedgood. Ethan Bedgood makes his way to the plate. Ethan so far today has walked, had a single and a double. He has yet to score in the ball game, one of the few Patriots that have yet to come around and score. He's left stranded at third. His last at bat takes this one out to center field, and that's going to be gloved. Nicely done by the Buffs center fielder as Paul Whitman able to come in and pull that one in. So that is out number 1 as Bedgood flies out.
Number 24, Jordan Gokenauer.
And that'll bring up Jordan Gokenauer. Gokenauer so far today has flied out in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, and then flied out to left in the 4th and takes a big cut, sends this one foul and out of play. So he's down in the count. 0-1. So again, still pitching for the Buffaloes. Well, I check it. They have had a pitching change. Isaac Kinn comes out. And the right-hander. This one's drilled toward Mineta. Mineta, nice backhand stop over to second in time for the out, and then keeping a hold of it for the Buffaloes at second base was Isaiah Madrid. Nicely done on a nice stop by Mike Mineta to make the force out. So McSheffrey is out on the 6-4 put out for out number 2. And Gokenauer will be over at first on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Van de Sanden. Van de Sanden had a double his last at bat. He struck out twice before that. Van de Sanden will settle in. Runner at first base. 10-3, Tyler with the lead here in the top of the 5th. Van de Sanden looks at a strike on the outside corner. Again, Isaac Kean comes in with a 193 earned run average on the season. He's pitched in 2/3 of an inning. He's allowed 1 hit so far this season. A right-hander ready to go. Pitch is fouled off at the plate. So Kean ahead in the count. So Kean will settle in, ready to go. Two outs here in the top of the 5th. Runner at first base for the Patriots. And an 0-2 count on the batter, Van de Sanden. And that's strike 3 on a nice pitch. So Van de Sanden out on strikes for out number 3. So no runs on a hit. No errors in the inning and 1 left on base. We have played 4.5. We head to the bottom of the 5th. And it's the Buffs trailing in this one 10-3. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Pioneer in online education, West Texas A&M University leads the state and the nation in quality and value. 6 of WT's graduate programs earned Best Program accolades from U.S. News & World Report, and WT's online undergraduate program was ranked number 1 in Texas and number 24 in the country. 2 online degree programs for veterans were also ranked number 1 and number 3 in Texas. Get an outstanding education completely online at one of the most affordable and accessible institutions in the nation. Visit WTAMU.edu.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Buffs trailing 10-3 to UT Tyler, as Tyler again able to score 4 runs in their top of the 4th inning. Buffs were able to shut them out in the 5th, only allowing 1 hit. We head to the bottom of the inning, and it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters for WT to get things going, as Ryan Johnson will get things going for the Buffaloes. And still facing Dylan Bloomquist, who comes out for his 5th inning of work. Bloomquist, the left-hander, ready to deliver as Johnson takes a look at a strike. Johnson, who has flown out to left and grounded out to the third baseman, is 0 for 2 at the plate today. Settles in batting from the right side. Off-speed pitch, check swung on and fouled off, and runs the count to 0-2. So Johnson to be followed by Kennedy Badgett and then Adam Becker. So the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the lineup for the Buffs here today. Johnson settles in from the right side, hugging the plate. Fouls this one off, keeps the count as he chokes up on the bat to 0-2. Again, Bloomquist had a long delay in the 4th, but Got those 9 runs in his tally to give him a comfortable lead here, 10-3. Swung on, fouled out of play by Johnson once again. Ryan, when he leads off an inning, has a .556 batting average. So getting the lead off here in the bottom of the 5th. Check swing again, fouls that one off at the plate. So it kind of has Bloomquist's speed down a little bit. So Bloomquist through 4 innings has allowed 5 hits, 30 runs, 2 of those earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. Johnson swings that and fouls it off out of play once again. So the ball bag for the umpire is being drained quickly by Ryan Johnson as he has to get some refills. So the 0-2 pitch once again. Again, Johnson chokes up, protecting the plate. Sends this one towards the second baseman, and he is able to glove it. And spins cleanly, but throws over to first in time for the out. 4-3 for out number 1. But a nice job of Johnson for battling at the plate to keep everything alive there. That'll bring up the catcher, Kennedy Badgett. As Badgett makes his way up, Kennedy is walked and got a board on an error. Left stranded at third back in the 3rd inning. Batting .429. He will settle in, batting from the right side. First pitch, swung on, slow roller to the shortstop. Gobbles it up, throws it on one hop over to first, and they pulled the first baseman off the bag. So Badgett aboard again on an error. So he'll get aboard at first. The Buffs will have a base runner here in the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring up Adam Becker as Adam makes his way up, batting .429 so far this season. He struck out in the 1st inning and got aboard on a single in the 3rd. Left stranded at second base. Again, open stance, settles in, ready to go. Face Bloomquist, looks at ball 1. So Becker to be followed by Fenning. Buffs trail 10-3, bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out for WT here in the bottom of the 5th. Off-speed pitch, a little bit of a break, caught the inside corner for a strike. Becker kind of looked back, not at the call, but just kind of, as batters do, they kind of watch that one slide in there and just sometimes upset they just didn't pull the trigger on that one. Becker settles back in, ready to go. Drives this one towards the shortstop. Comes up over to second in time for 1, but not in time on the throw to first. And so Badgett's retired by a 6-4 count for out number 2. And Becker gets aboard on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Will Fenning, as Fenning will make his way up. Will, so far today, struck out and has grounded out to the 3rd baseman. Fenning settles in, batting .382. First pitch takes a long look at a breaking ball that drops in there for a strike. Crowd beginning to bundle up just a touch as the wind's changing temperatures a little bit. Wind's still blowing in, but kind of changing the atmosphere just a little bit. Outside corner is there for a strike, too. So Fenning down in the count now, 0-2. Settles back in, ready to go. Playing Fenning straight away. Long look from Bloomquist. That one's away inside for a ball. Runner at first base is Becker, takes his lead. Fenning settles back in, batting from the right side. Has an even stance, kind of hugs home plate just a little bit up in the batter's box. Keeps those hands close to his chest. Looks at that one down low for ball 2. Fenning looking comfortable at the plate, settles back in, ready to go with the 2-2 pitch from Bloomquist. All-speed offering is hit down the third base line, foul and out of play. So they'll keep it at 2-2 as Will make his way back and settle back into the batter's box. Buffs trail 10-3. 10 runs for Tyler on 13 hits. They have committed 2 errors in the ball game. Buffs 3 runs on 5 hits. They have an error. Bloomquist, a long look in once again, and check swing is outside. Runs the count full for Will Fenning. So with 2 outs in the inning, that'll send Adam Becker off with the pitch. First baseman relaxes back behind Becker at first. And Will Fenning settles in once again, ready to go. Bloomquist offering, and that's going to be down in the dirt for ball 4. So Fenning gets aboard with a walk. Becker makes his way to second base, and that'll bring up Eric Ortiz. Ortiz is grounded out to the shortstop twice today. Batting from the left side, settles in, ready to go. So runners at first and second for the Buffaloes. Dylan Bloomquist ready. The left-hander set to deliver and does, and that's going to be outside for a ball. So good look for Eric Ortiz on that one. Eric settles back in, ready to go. Now Bloomquist shuffles and set, ready to go. Pitch on the way, outside for ball 2. Ortiz kind of shading him to left center just a touch. So has some room out in right center. Runners check their leads off the bags. Fouled off at the plate. Runs the count to 2-1. Ortiz, who settles in from Puerto Rico. The junior, 6'3", 210, batting from the left side. That's outside for a ball. Gets away from the catcher, so everybody will advance one. So the pass ball allows both runners to advance for the Buffs. Runs the count to 3-1 for Ortiz. So trailing 10-3 with runners in scoring position. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Eric Ortiz will settle back in to bat from the left side, facing Dylan Bloomquist. Bloomquist, lefty, takes a long look in, ready to deliver. Pitch is swung on, driven out of play. But, man, Eric Ortiz got a nice cut on that one, just couldn't straighten it out. Buff's trying to drive a couple across here and trying to shorten that deficit just a bit. Ortiz settles in from the left side. Bloomquist. And that's fouled off at the plate. Keeps the count full at 3-2. Bloomquist grabs the rosin bag, kind of shuffles his feet just a little bit at the plate. Takes a big, deep breath and gets ready to go, the freshman. A long look in, now ready to go. Ortiz is ready. And check swing is missed for ball 4. And Bloomquist upset. He thought he had him on that one. So Eric Ortiz will make his way down to first. So the bases are full for Mike Mineta. Mineta comes in. He had a single his last at bat. Grounded out to third. Grounded out, I should say, the shortstop back in the second. Mike Mineta will settle in, ready to go, batting from the right side. First pitch is swung on, driven out to right field, and that's not going to be very deep, and that'll be out number 3. Mineta first pitch swinging, and he flies out to right. Buffs moved out on an opportunity there, so no runs on a hit for the Buffs. And 1 error in the inning, 1 left, or 2 left on base, I should say. And we have completed 5 innings of play. The Buffs trail this one 10-3. We're back after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Just completed my academic courses, so now I am starting my research at West Texas A&M University, trying to find out the export of sorghum from United States to China. I cannot express properly how helpful they are. I am proud to be a WT student.
Apply to West Texas A&M University right now at wtamu.edu/apply.
Well, we go to the top of the 6th inning, and for the visiting Tyler Patriots, they will send the 7, 8, 9 hitters to the plate, and they've had some good outings the last inning or so at the plate as Polanco will make his way out to lead things off here in the top of the 6th inning. Lucas Polanco, who comes up with a .407 batting average, had a home run and an error back in the 4th inning. Or excuse me, back in the, in the 4th inning for him. He had a home run and got a board on an error and scored a run as a double as well. Took a cut at that one down in the count 0-1. Isaac Keene back out for a second inning of work. Off-speed pitch just misses. Man, that had a nice break to it. So just cut through the air, but just couldn't find the inside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. Keene settles in, ready to go. Isaac, the senior from Norwalk, Connecticut. This one's driven to third base, coming up with it, and the throw over to first in time for the putout. Nicely done by Adam Becker. Over to Eric Ortiz for the 5-3 putout. For out number 1. That's the first time that Polanco has been retired in the ball game. That'll bring up Cade Watson, who has struck out, had a double and walked, and has scored twice in the ball game today. Watson makes his way up, batting from the right side. Again, he also had an active second inning with that double, and also walked in the inning and scored 2 runs. Watson looks at a pitch for ball 1. So Watson so far today with a hit. Again, he's scored twice. Batting from the right side, settles in, ready to go. Keene Got the outside corner for a strike. Nicely done. Evens the count at 1-1. Top of the sixth inning, 10-3. Tyler with the lead over the Buffs. Tyler jumped out to a 1-0 lead. The Buffs answered back in the third, taking a 3-1 lead. And then in the fourth, it was a 9-run barrage for the Patriots as they took the lead 10-3 at that point. And that's where we're at here in the top of the sixth. Driven out to right center field and sliding over to pull that one in for the Buffaloes. Paul Whitman, is Whitman able to come up and record that for a long fly out for out number 2. And that will bring up Hayden Clearman, the left fielder, who will make his way up. Hayden had a double back in the fourth. Also walked in the fourth inning and scored a run. And struck out in the second. First pitch is a strike inside. Nicely done for Isaac Kean. Kean, who's gone 1 2/3 so far, trying to make it 2 complete innings right here. Has a lot of hit, has a strikeout. As he faces his 7th batter of the ball game. That's on the inside corner, misses. Evens the count at 1-1. Coming to you tonight from Canyon, Texas on a very comfortable Friday evening. Temperature beginning to fall a little bit, but it was 71 at game time. Wind still blowing in from the south. That's going to be a little high for a ball. So 2-1 the count. As Clearman settles back in, again batting from the left side. Clearman, long look out at Keane. Keane's delivery is fouled off at the plate. And that evens the count at 2-2. Should he get aboard, then we go to the top of the order. Lambert in the on-deck circle. Buffs trying to get the put out right here. Keane toes the rubber for the right-hander, ready to go. The senior takes a look inside. Pitch on the way, and that gets away from the catcher. It came way inside for a ball. So that runs the count full at 3-2. Keane settles in, ready to go. Two outs here in the top of the sixth. Pitch on the way, swung on, and that's going to be fouled and out of play. So Clearman stays alive with a full count. Isaac Keane from Keene University. 6 feet, 185 pounds. Senior from Norwalk, ready to go. Takes a look in at his catcher. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled out of play once again. So Clearman keeps alive, 286 at the plate. So far this young season, Clearman with 2 outs in an inning is perfect at the plate, gets aboard every time. Settles in, ready to go. And gets aboard with a high pitch for a walk. So base runner aboard for Clearman, and that'll bring Lambert to the plate. Riley Lambert will make his way up slowly to face Isaac Keane. Lambert forced 375 at the plate. He's had 3 at-bats. He's had 2 hits. He's scored a run. He's walked once. Batting from the left side, settles in once again. Pitch is high for a ball. Lambert from McGregor, Texas, went to Midway High School and also went to Navarro Junior College. 5'8", 155-pound junior. Quick throw over to first, not in time. And back is the runner in Clearman. Keene checks the runner again. Keeps him maybe a step closer this time. Keene throws back over to first again, trying to keep Clearman over at first base. Now a little more measured lead for Clearman at first. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be in there for a strike on Lambert. So 1-1. Top of the 6th inning, 2 outs, 10-3. Tyler with the lead. Number 2 team in the country, WT, trying to close it out here. Get to the bottom of the inning, see if they can get the bats going a little bit. Throw over to first, not in time. Everybody checks the dugout to see what the defensive set is going to be for the Buffaloes. And signaling it in is Kennedy Badgett. Badgett settles in behind home plate. A 1-1 pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Runs the count to 1-2. Should Riley Lambert get aboard, that would bring up Tanner Roach. Isaac Keene checks the wristband once again. The right-hander gets set on the pitch, checks the runner at first, who has a bit of a lead. And Clearman delivers to the plate, gets away from the catcher, actually hit the batter, and so that's why I got away from Badgett as it hit the runner's leg, and so he'll head down to first base. So Lambert is aboard. Clearman moves over to second base. And that'll bring up Tanner Roach. Roach up for his 5th plate appearance. He has a hit, scored a run, struck out today. Settles in batting from the right side. He scored the first run of the ball game today when he got aboard. In the first inning, looks at a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate that's there for a strike. So Isaac Keene checks the wristband once again, gets set and ready to go. As the Friday night air begins to cool a little bit, and all the WT players have put their jackets on. Here's a big cut coming up empty is Roach. So he's down in the count 0-2. Keene comes in with a good fastball that time. Runners at first and second, they measure their lead off the bag. Keene checks the runner at second, then comes home and then swinging in. Heading to the sideline as a strikeout victim is Roach, and that's out number 3. So no runs, no hits in the inning. There were 2 left on base And no errors in the inning as well. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Buffs trailing 10-3. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Well, we head to the bottom of the sixth inning, and for the Buffaloes, they will send up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the lineup today. For West Texas A&M, that would be Isaiah Madrid, followed by Paul Whitman, and then back to the top of the order, Eddie Savoy, barring any changes made. Buffs trail 10-3. Again, the Tyler Patriots got a run in the first inning and scored 9 in the fourth, while the Buffaloes scored 3 in the third. As we head here to the sixth inning. And for the Patriots, it's still Dylan Bloomquist out there pitching into his sixth inning, allowing 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of those earned. He's walked 4, struck out 3, allowed a double. And getting set to face his 26th batter of the ball game. As the Buffs send Isaiah Madrid up. Isaiah.
How much for you, Tyler, 28, Johnny Kravitz?
Oh, they did make a pitching change, so Johnny Kravitz comes in. I'm going to say it wasn't Bloomquist. It wasn't a left-hander. It's a right-hander. Bloomquist is retired. So Kravitz comes in and looks at a pitch outside. Runs the count to 2-0 on Madrid. So Johnny Kravitz, who comes in, has pitched 2 1/3 innings so far this season. That pitch is inside for ball 3. He is allowed 2 walks. He's struck out 4. He's got a 1-0 record on the season. Madrid looks at a strike, taking all the way on that one. Makes it a 3-1 count. So Kravitz throws ball 4, and so the Buffs get a base runner in the form of a walk as Isaiah Madrid gets aboard. And that'll bring up Paul Whitman, as Whitman will make his way to the plate.
Leadoff walk brings up number 32, Paul Whitman.
And Whitman, the left-hander, is struck out and walked today. And so officially he's had 1 at bat, and a quick conversation from the battery going out to visit with the pitcher, with Johnny Kravitz. In fact, coaching staff will make their way out there as well. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. And so Cade Watson goes out there and wants to visit real quick with the pitcher. Quick conversation. Everybody agrees they're on the same page. And now slowly making his way back to the home dish. Cade Watson gets set and ready to go. So Whitman will settle in, ready to go. Paul with his 37th at bat this season. batting from the left side. Got a runner aboard, and that's going to be in there for ball one. So Woodman settles back in, ready to go. Kravitz way inside. That gets away from the catcher, and going down to second base. Big turn is Madrid. And so he'll get there on the pass ball. For Kravitz from Canton, Texas. Did play at Abilene Christian for a while. He's a sophomore. 6 feet, 190 pounds. The right-hander ready to go. Behind in the count, 2-0. As Whitman takes a look in. Oh, on the inside corner, that just grazed the plate. Grazed the black on the home plate, so they called that a strike. Runs the count to 2-1. Paul settles in once again, ready to go. Kravitz has this one drilled foul and out of play. And evens the count at 2-2. So a 2-2 count on Paul Whitman. Paul settling in, ready to go. Batting from the left side. That's way inside for a ball. So runs the count full. Whitman, again from Tierheim, Germany. Weber von Siemens, preparatory school for him. Freshman looks at ball 4 and will make his way down to first base. So back-to-back walks. Have runners at first and second for the Buffs. And that'll go to the top of the order. And that'll bring up Eddie Savoy. Savoy comes in 389 at the plate. He has one hit. He scored a run. He's got 2 RBIs on the day. And of course, that for that third inning double that he had that drove in 2 runs. So we got 2 aboard now once again for Savoy. And going back out for a quick conversation, well, not really that quick, once again is Cade Watson. Now the umpire's going to have to go out and break him up. So finally, there is some action in the Tyler bullpen area, so let's try to draw some time for, obviously, for Kravitz, who's struggling to find, obviously, the strike zone. So he's got 2 aboard. And now another conversation. This time the coaching staff's going to go out. And they may be making a pitching change here, as their head coach will make his way out, and he's going to go ahead and make a pitching change. We're going to take a timeout as well, as the Buffs trail in this one 10-3 as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Joints begin to fail. It's more than an inconvenience. The relentless grinding pain slows you down and can even stop you from doing the things you enjoy in life. At Physicians Surgical Hospitals, our skilled orthopedic experts are using advanced robotic surgeries to get you back to being you sooner with a less painful recovery. We're doing more than restoring joints. We're restoring lives.
Days are built on mornings, and Whataburger is built on burgers. Mornings, burgers. Morning burgers? Yeah, all right. Good thing there's a burger made just for breakfast, topped with breakfast.
Hi,
The limited time breakfast burger is back at Whataburger.
So Mitchell Lee comes on in relief here in the bottom of the sixth. Mitchell from Orange, Texas, Little Cypress. Went to Lamar, then before transferring here to UT Tyler. Mitchell is a 6'6", 235-pound senior, so big wide body out there throwing toward home plate as Lee gets his final warm-up tosses in, as Kravitz was guilty of 2 walks and 2 base runners. So before he faces Eddie Savoy, they're going to go ahead and go to the bullpen and bring in the big right-hander. So Lee on the season, as he comes into this one, has 2 saves on this season. He's pitched in 3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit. He's walked 2, struck out 4 so far on this young season. Gets his final warm-up tosses in. And now we'll face Eddie Savoy. And Savoy, again, coming in with that .389 batting average, batting from the right side. He'll settle in, ready to go. Mitchell Lee, big right-hander, takes a final deep inhale. Got that blue baseball glove on, kind of a ocean blue. Gets set to go. Sidearm delivery is in on the outside corner for a strike. So he kind of drops down submarine style. So runners at first and second for the Buffs. Lee set, ready to go. Mitchell checks the runner at second base. Checks him one more time, then time was called. So that was no pitch. As Savoy saw that he was checking his teammate out at second in Madrid twice, so he calls time. So keeps the count at 0-1. Lee's second pitch, way outside for a ball. And they were trying to get Madrid to go ahead and take off and go to third because that Savoy could tell that was going to be way outside. Again, kind of a submarine-style pitcher, sidearmish for Lee. Drops down to that 3/4 arm delivery, and that's going to be there for a strike. Runs the count to 1-2 for Eddie Savoy. Bottom of the sixth inning. Buffs trail 10-3. Runners at first and second. That one's going to be reached and hit out of play. Savoy just trying to protect home plate. Able to reach for it and send that one back on a little off-speed pitch. Keeps the count at 1-2. Savoy settles in, ready to go. Lee. Off-speed pitch got Savoy out in front. And so Savoy is out on strikes. And that's out number 1, and that will bring up Ryan Johnson. So Johnson will come up to bat from the right side. Ryan, 436 on the season. With runners in scoring position, he's 542 on the year. Looks at a pitch on the outside corner that misses for a ball. Third baseman right by the bag at third. Doesn't want anything to get by him there. First baseman playing off the bag at first. He's pitch hit down the third baseline, fouling out of play. So that evens the count for Johnson at 1-1. Ryan settles back in, ready to go. Looks at an off-speed pitch that's low for ball 2. So 2-1 the count for Ryan Johnson, the Buffs left fielder. Ryan looking for his first hit today. That's by the catcher, so the runners will advance as Lee kind of dropped the sidearm, kind of points to his chest and says, "My fault." So as the Buffs with the runners at second and third now, Whitman advances to second, Madrid to third. And runs the count to 3-1 for Ryan Johnson. Kennedy Badgett in the on-deck circle for the Buffs. That's going to be high for ball 4. And so Johnson will make his way to first base. And so that will bring up Kennedy Badgett. We'll get an opportunity to face the big right-hander for UT Tyler.
Batting number 16, Kennedy Badgett.
Badgett settles in to bat from the right side for Kennedy today. His walk, got a board on an error, and grounded out to the shortstop. And that's a pitch on the outside corner there for a strike. They may have changed that a little bit ago, which they did. So instead of an error, they gave Badgett a hit. That one gets by the catcher, but he's able to keep it in front of him. Evens the count at 1-1. Bases full for the Buffs. Big opportunity here for Badgett with only one out. Outside corner is called a strike. Home fans don't like it. Runs the count to 1-2. Mitchell Lee takes a long look in, comes home with it. Driven past the shortstop, that'll score one. He knocks it down enough to only allow one run to score for the Buffs, but that's Madrid coming home. It cuts the Tyler lead to 10-4. Give an RBI to Badgett on the single.
That RBI single brings up number 22.
And so
Becker.
that'll bring up Adam Becker. As Becker will make his way up. Becker batting from the right side. We'll get it out. Base is still full. Looks at strike one. Becker so far on the day has a hit. He has driven in a run. He's also struck out once. Takes an off-speed pitch for a strike. Down in the count 0-2. One out in the inning, bases full. Adam Becker settles in. Takes a deep breath. Now ready to go. Batting from the right side, a bit of an open stance. Sends this one out to center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. One run will come home. 2 runs will come home. Motoring to third base, sliding in, and they're going to get an out at second base. That time just a little too greedy for Becker. Didn't see the play coming in, so Becker will have a single and will be out, as that one will come 6-4 for out number 2. Over at third base will be Badgett. But the Buffs get 2 more runs, and they've cut the Tyler lead to 4. They trail now 10-6. So Will Finning comes up, swings the first pitch, and man, that just missed down the third base line. That was a hot shot. So Will's down in the count 0-1. Finning on the day has walked and struck out. Looks at a pitch that's low. evens the count at 1-1. Buffs trail 10-6. They've plated 3 here in the inning. Would like to add at least another one if possible. And that's driven out to center field, and that is back, but sliding under to make the catch. Nice play by Riley Lambert. And so that is out number 3 on a hard hit ball. But the Buffs do get 3 runs. They get 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 3 runners left. We have played 6 innings. Buffs trail by a count of 10-6. We'll take a timeout and be back with the top of the 7th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Well, the Buffs able to cut into the Tyler lead as they scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th, though they now trail 10-6 as we go to the top of the 7th. And still out on the hill for the Buffs, coming for his 3rd inning of work is Isaac Keene, as Keene gets set to face McSheffrey as Kyle comes up. Kyle has had a good day at the plate. So far through 4 at-bats, he has 3 hits. He's scored a run. He's driven in 4 on that grand slam. So up for his 5th at-bat today. Kyle is down in the count 0-1. Sheffrey settles in for the 3rd baseman for UT Tyler. Looks at a pitch outside that misses for ball 1. McSheffrey, a senior from Cypress, Texas. Played at Coastal Bend Community College before making his way to UT Tyler. Senior settles in, ready to go. Pitch is drilled to first. Ortiz with a nice stop. Underhand throw to Keene in time for the putout. 3-1. Nicely done by Eric Ortiz. And that's out number 1. And that was a hard shot that went to the first baseman. As he, you can watch it right here on replay. And just kind of gobbled it up with his body to keep it in front of him. Nicely done. And then the underhand shovel pass to his pitcher for the putout. Nicely done. That'll bring up Bedgood. Bedgood settles in, batting from the right side. Keene's pitch is a little high for ball 1. Bedgood so far on the day has 2 hits. He's scored a run. He's walked once. He's got a double as one of his hits today. Settles in, batting from the right side. Keene's pitch, off speed inside, just misses. So 2-0 the count for Ethan Bedgood. Ethan, the DH in today's ball game. Keene is ready. Now time called by Bedgood as he Thought it was a little bit too much time on that one. So Bedgood, 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore from Sherman, takes a big cut and comes up empty. Runs the count to 2-1. Bedgood settles in from the left side, or the right side, excuse me, ready to go. Pitch swung on, shallow right center field. That may fall. It does fall for a hit. The ball is bobbled, but nicely done by the Buffs right fielder. And again, just trying to keep that in front was Will Fenning. Made a nice attempt to come up with it, just couldn't, as he kept it in front of him and then was able to get it back inside. You can watch it. As that now will, here we can kind of see on the replay. Again, this one just comes out, and nice effort by Fenning. Just couldn't get the glove completely on it, but kept it in front. So that'll bring up Gokenauer. Gokenauer looks at ball one. Keene in his third inning of work here in the top of the seventh. Settles in, ready to go. Right-hander delivers. Swung on for a strike. And that was just a good delivery to Gokenauer. Gokenauer so far today, 4 at-bats. He has driven in a run. That was on a fielder's choice. Struck out once. Settles in from the left side. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Keene. As Isaac's on its way, and that got the outside corner nicely done. So that runs the count to 1-2. Again, a runner at first base. That's a Bedgood. Gokenauer settles in ready. Batting from the left side. Keene gets the set on this one. Top of the seventh inning. Pitch on the way. Runner off with it, and that just misses inside. Look, it was a good fake that time by Bedgood because he had me going. I thought he was off to the races, but bluffed the run to second. As Kennedy checks the dugout again and wants to know what pitch he wants. Gokenauer settles back in, ready to go. Keene ready to go 2. As the 2-1 delivery is outside for ball 3. It runs the count full to 3-2. Gokenauer. One out, one aboard. Isaac Keene's delivery is swung on, but slow roller to first and out of play. Keeps the count full at 3-2. Wilder Park on a Friday night. Buffs trailing 10-6. They fought their way back in this one. Isaac Keene takes a long look in, checks the runner at first base. And that is the corner. Got him on strike 3. Gokenauer tried to buy it from the official, but not the case, as the strikeout's recorded for out number 2. Nice pitch on the inside corner of the lefty. And that'll bring up Tommy Van de Sanden. Van Sanden makes his way up. Batting .257. This is his 5th plate appearance in the ball game. He has a hit. He scored a run. He's also driven in a run today. Struck out 3 times. Van Sanden settles in, batting from the right side. Looks at a pitch on a strike and on the outside corner. Van Sanden struck out in the 1st, in the 3rd, and in the 5th. Van Sanden settles in, ready to go. Van Sanden takes a long look, and that pitch is just a little high. Van Sanden from Bloomingdale, Netherlands, played at South Alabama. He is a junior, 6'2", 195, from the Netherlands. Takes a cut up the middle, and that is going to be a short hop over to second base in time for the putout. Nicely done. Count that as a 4-3 putout of Bengood. Check it, 4-6 putout on Bengood for out number 3. And so no runs on no hits. And there was no errors in the inning and 1 left on base. We have played 6.5. The Buffs trail 10-6. We'll take a timeout. Be back for the bottom of the 7th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Buffaloes as Eric Ortiz will lead things off. And he will face a new pitcher in the lineup today. That will be A.J. Irvin. A.J. Irvin for the Tyler Patriots comes from Kingswood, Texas. He is a junior, went to Kingwood High School and also Blinn Community College. Irvin is a 5'10", 180-pound junior throwing from the right side and brings Eric Ortiz to the plate. Ortiz, and actually the 6, 7, and 8 have caused some damage in this one today. Ortiz does have a single and swings at the first pitch he sees and flies it out of play. And so he has walked once as well for the Buffs. So Ortiz will settle in. That one gets by the catcher and runs the count to 1-1 on Eric Ortiz. And I'll change that. Eric got a board on a walk his last at bat. Grounded out to the shortstop twice. Looks at a strike there. So Eric's down in the count 1-2. Then it'll be Mike Manetta and Isaac Madrid. And the 7, 8, and 9 have produced runs for the Buffs today as Ortiz swings and comes up empty. So a strikeout for A.J. Irvin is out number 1. And that'll bring up Mike Manetta. Mike so far today with a single, and he's flown out to left and grounded out to the shortstop. So Manetta looks at strike 1. So A.J. Irving throwing, got some good zip on the fastball. Right-hander ready to go. Off-speed pitch is there for a strike. Manetta didn't agree. Kind of gave you that body English that I'm not quite sure that was a strike. So he's down in the count 0-2. Irvin ready to go. That's drill out to right field for a base hit. So Mike Manetta aboard with a single. And tried to stretch it into a double. Got thrown out at second base. So credit the right fielder for getting that one in. Just being a little greedy. Mike Manetta thought he could beat it, but just could not. So that's out number 2 for the Buffaloes.
Number 0, Isaiah.
And that'll bring up Isaiah Madrid, who has walked, got a board on a fielder's choice, and singled today. He scored twice. Scored 2 runs for the Buffs today. Looks like a strike on the outside corner. Buffs getting down to some late inning outs here, trying to take advantage when they can, and that one's fouled off and out of play. So Madrid down in the count 0-2. Isaiah settles in, ready to go. Batting from the right side. Irvin ready to go as well. And that is a ball that was low. Clarewell took off like he thought that for sure was strike 3, but the umpire just looks at him and says, ball 1. So it's a 1-2 count for Isaiah Madrid. Isaiah settles in, ready to go. And sends this one back up the middle. Slow roller to the shortstop on 2 hops. Over to first, in time for the putout. 6-3, so Isaiah is out for out number 3. No runs on a hit. There are no errors in the inning and no one left on base. We have played 7 complete. The Buffs trail 10-6. We'll take a timeout and be back with the top of the 8th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
J. Ferg Roofing has been protecting our community for 15 years. With more than 30,000 homes and businesses protected by our roofing work, we're proud of our ability to provide efficient, lasting solutions for your roofing needs. What makes us stand out from the competition is that we work for you, with dedicated team members who guide you every step of the way. That is the J. Ferg advantage. Quality, experience, fast pass scheduling, customer rewards. We have it all. Call J. Ferg Roofing today for a free inspection. We are J. Ferg Roofing. We are more.
Well, it will be Lucas Polanco, Cade Watson, and Hayden Clearman. 7, 8, 9 in the batting order for the Tyler Patriots, leading this one 10-6 as we go to the top of the 8th. 10 runs for the Patriots on 13 hits, 2 errors. The Buffs, 6 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. Patriots have left 11 men on base today, while the Buffs have left 8. Isaac Keene continues to pitch for the Buffs as he works into his 4th inning here. And he'll face Polanco as Lucas has raised that average to 393 as he has 2 hits, scored 2 runs. He's driven in a run. He's got a double on the day and, of course, has that home run. His 5th at bat facing Keene. Keene, good off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Runs the count even at 1-1. Boy, that was a nice pitch. Just kind of broke at the knees. One of those that kind of buckles a batter from time to time. So a 1-1 count. That one misses for a ball. 2-1 to count. Again, these 2 teams will square off tomorrow. Polanco ready to go. So 2 now is Keene. Pitch outside for a ball. 3-1 to count. This is the 14th batter that Keene has faced. Keene is ready. The right-hander delivers. Swung on, sharp shot to the shortstop. Mineta, high throw over to first in time for the putout. Credit Eric Ortiz going up and pulling that one down. And so Polanco's retired 6-3 for the 2nd time in a row, and that's out number 1. That'll bring up Watson. Cade Watson, who is batting .312 on the season, has 1 hit. Scored a couple of runs. He's walked and struck out today. Watson, who had that double back in the 4th inning to play a couple of runs, settles in to face Isaac Keene. Right back up the middle to Keene. Gets by him, but running it down and over to first in time on a nice play from Isaiah Madrid, who picks that one up and gets it over to his first baseman, Eric Ortiz, for out number 2. So Watson is retired 4-3 for the 2nd out. And that'll bring up Clearman as Hayden Clearman comes up for his next at bat. Clearman, who walked the last time up, has 2 walks in the game. He's struck out and has a double. Also driven in 2 runs today. Looks at a pitch high for ball 1. Clearman settles back in, ready to go. Isaac Keene trying to make this a quick inning. Got the outside corner, but just a little bit too much outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count. Clearman, who has done a nice job really at the plate of running the Buff pitchers to make extra pitches to him today. Settles in. Down the inside corner, got a strike. That was nice because Kennedy kind of set up on the outside, kind of gave him that look, but had his hand on the inside where he wanted the pitch from Isaac Keene, and Keene delivered it. Nicely done. Clearman settles back in, ready to go. Keene's delivery on the inside corner, same spot, just a little too much inside. That runs the count to 3-1. Keene, who's thrown 53 pitches so far. Settles in, ready to go. And that one just a little high for ball 4, and Clearman will get the walk. Second walk of the ball game given up by Isaac Keene. And we go to the top of the order, and that'll be Riley Lambert.
Number 4, Riley Lambert.
Lambert, who has had a good day at the plate, comes up. Couple of hits. He's walked once. He's scored a run. Driven in. As he raises it up, or keeps that batting average at 375. Takes a cut, or I should say, saw a pitch. It was ball 1. Sorry about that. Riley settles back in, ready to go. Batting from the left side. Quick throw to first, not in time. It's Keene trying to keep the runner Clearman fairly close to the bag. Hayden takes about a 3.5 step lead off the bag at first. It's swung on and fouled out of play. So Lambert evens the count at 1 apiece. Lambert settles back in, ready to go. Again, batting from the left side with 2 outs. He struggles at the plate a little bit, about 200 is the batting average. That one's a little high. Runs the count to 2-1. This is Lambert's 33rd plate appearance. Settles in, ready to go. Keene's ready, comes inside, and I got a strike on the inside corner. Nicely done. Evens the count at 2s. So 2s across the top of the scoreboard. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Again, that 9 spot in the 4th inning is the big difference in this one. Buffs trail 10-6. Top of the 8th inning. Swung on and hit towards third. Johnson throws, or I should say not Johnson, but nice throw by Becker in time for the putout. 5-3, so Lambert is retired for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We've played 7.5. The Buffs trail 10-6. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Welcome to MetaDrive Pharmacy, Canyon's hometown pharmacy for over 32 years. We greet you by name, and our pharmacists take the time to counsel you and answer all your questions. Our Health Mart Pharmacy specializes in serving our community with fast, friendly, professional service and the highest quality medicines and health products. We accept most insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare, and we offer free in-town delivery to your home or business. Come visit us for all your healthcare needs.
Number 32, Paul.
Well, as we get set for the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Paul Whitman to lead things off for the Buffaloes. And still facing A.J. Irwin. Irvin, the right-hander, ready to go. Whitman ready to go. First pitch is in there for a strike. And A.J. Irvin so far is hard-throwing right-hander. Whitman batting from the left side, settles in ready to go, and that pitch is off speed in there for a strike. So Paul down in the count, 0-2. So the freshman settles in ready to go. Inside, a little too much inside. That's going to be a ball. So a 1-2 count on Paul Whitman. Bottom of the 8th, Buffs trail 10-6. Slow roller to the second baseman, picks it up, gloves it in time, and makes the throw over to first for the 4-3 putout. And Whitman is retired. 4 out, number 1. We go to the top of the order. And Eddie Savoy gets set to come up. So Savoy on the day has a hit as he looks at strike 1. Scored a run. He's driven in 2. Struck out once. So Savoy down in the count 0-1. That's going to be high for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Savoy settles in, ready to go. Takes a big cut, comes up empty. Savoy, the sophomore from Montreal, Quebec. Was at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M before coming to WT. Another big cut, and he is out on strikes. So Savoy, victim of the strikeout for out number 2. So for A.J. Irvin, that is his second strikeout of the ball game. And that'll bring up Ryan Johnson. Johnson coming in with a .436 batting clip. Scored a run today. He's walked once and looks at strike 1. So A.J. Irvin getting to heat up a little bit here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Outside pitch misses for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Johnson settles back in, ready to go. Pitch driven down the left field line, fouling out of play. So that runs the count 1-2. So again, the Buffs play 2 tomorrow and then 1 on Sunday. Check swing in the dirt. Johnson holds back on that one, evens the count at 2-2. Ryan settles back in, batting from the right side, really crowds home plate, pops this one up right behind us and out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. So again, 2's across the top of the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for the Buffs here in the bottom of the 8th. Johnson puts that one down low for ball 3. So full count. WT 14-0 coming into this one, and Tyler trying to hang the first L for the Buffs on their young season. Tyler 8-8 coming into this one today. Johnson just reaches for that one for a base hit, drives it out to right field. Just trying to protect the plate, and Ryan gets aboard on a single. So nicely done by the junior left fielder.
Now batting number 16, Kenny Badger.
Andy Badger now makes his way up as Kennedy comes up. He's driven in a run today. He's walked once as well. Again, Badger from Aveda, Colorado. First pitch. Here's a throw down to first. Not in time. As sliding back in head first is Johnson. Badger looks at ball one. That pitch is just right at the knees for a strike. So Kennedy evens the count of 1-1 in the on-deck circle. Adam Becker. Kennedy settles back in. Looks at a pitch outside for ball two. Again, the Buffs trail here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, 10-6. Got a runner aboard at first. A.J. Irving pitching in his second inning of relief. That's in there for a strike, so that evens it up at 2 apiece. So again, 2s across the top of the scoreboard. Kennedy settles back in, steps back a little bit deeper in the batter's box. Two pitch swung on, driven down the third base line, fouling out of play. Stays at 2-2. A.J. Irvin getting ready for his 27th pitch of the ball game here in relief. Kennedy is ready. Pitch on the way. Swung on and just missed it for strike 3. And out number 3. So no runs for the Buffs on one hit. There were no errors in the inning and 1 left on base. So we've completed 8 innings of play. The Buffs trail 10-6. We'll take a timeout. Be back for the top of the 9th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is what a new heart valve looks like. This is what a bypassed artery looks like. And this is what a repaired aortic aneurysm looks like. The BSA Heart and Vascular team is here to help you live life to the fullest. From our state-of-the-art cardiac technologies to our dedicated heart specialists, our goal is to help you take the very best care of your heart so you can enjoy everything else that matters to you. BSA for life.
Well, we head to the top of the 9th inning as the Buffs need to retire UT Tyler quickly and get some bats going in the bottom of the 9th, trailing 10-6. Tyler jumped out to that 1-0 lead in the first inning. Buffs scored 3 in the third. Tyler scored 9 in the fourth. The Buffs scored 3 in the sixth, and that's where we're at, 10-6 as we go to the top of the 9th. Isaac Keene stays out there to throw his 5th inning of relief. And he has done a nice job since coming in this one. He's only allowed 1 hit. He's walked a couple. He struck out 3. He's thrown 63 pitches in his relief work. And first pitch is a strike on the outside corner as he throws that to Tanner Roach. So Tanner down in the count, 0-1. Keene. It's set, second pitch on the way. Bunt shown, and that's going to be bunted foul. Keene again from Norwalk, Connecticut. Senior from Keene State. Heading the count on this one, 0-2 to Tanner Roach. Roach batting from the right side, settles in, big open stance, takes a cut, sends it out to shallow, actually into infield fly rule. And coming on to take control is Isaiah Madrid for out number 1. So Roach pops up to the second baseman for out number 1. And that'll bring up McSheffrey. Kyle McSheffrey, who has had a good day at the plate. He raised his batting average. He was 280 coming into this one. He's raised it to 333. Has 3 hits on the day, according to that grand slam. Driven in 4. First pitch swinging, sends it skyward down the left field line, and that is right at the line, and that's going to be fouling out of play. And so Johnson was trying to get over there. Ryan tried to get a glove on it, but he had a long way to run to get over there to try to make that play. So McSheffrey will work his way back into the batter's box. He was already around second base as he skied that one. So he'll settle back in, get ready to bat from the left side once again, the senior from Cypress, Texas. Settles back in, ready to go. Keene ready to go. Off-speed pitch got him swinging. Now he's down in the count 0-2. Again, temperature still a little cool. I mean, not bad for 1st of March, or the 4th of March, however you, officially the 4th of March, but early in the month of March, usually a little cooler than what it's been. Wind still out of the south, about 15. Swung on and fouled out of play. Keeps the count 0-2. Sheffrey will settle back in, ready to go. Double checks with the umpire to make sure on the count. It's 0-2. The one out here in the top of the 9th. Kyle ready to go. Isaac ready to go. Keane delivers. Swung on. Slow roller towards second. Madrid throws it up over to first. On in time for the put out by Ortiz for the 4-3 put out for out number 2. And that'll bring up Ethan Bengood. Bengood has been pretty good tonight. As he settles in, ready to go. Has a couple of hits. Has walked once. Bengood raised the batting average to 407 as he came in with a 391 batting average at the start of the ball game. Looks at strike 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Isaac Keene again settles in, ready to go. Keene delivers, swung on, and has fouled it out of play. So Ethan Bengood down in the count, 0-2. (10-6). The Patriots in front in this one. Buffs trying to get the out here and get to the bottom of the inning, see if they can generate some runs to avoid their first loss of the season. Number 2 team in the country, trailing 10-6. Outside corner just misses. So Ben Good has a 1-2 count. As Keene gets set to throw his 71st pitch in relief. Again, only allowing 1 hit so far, striking out 3, walking 2. Keene ready to go. Pitches high. Knew it when he released it. He kind of felt the delivery wasn't where he wanted it to be. Evens the count at 2-2. So the DH, Ben Good, settles back in, batting from the right side. Pitch on the way, swung on, driven out deep to left center field. Long run, that may be out of here, and it is a solo home run for Ethan Ben Good as he connects. And really the first mistake that Isaac Keene has made since he's come on in relief. So a solo shot for Ben Good pushes the lead back to 5 as Tyler leads it 11-6 on 14 hits. And if you're the home fans, you kind of got to applaud what Isaac Keene has done. He may be laboring a bit now as he is working into the 5th inning here. Pitched 4 2/3. That's only the 2nd hit he's allowed. Unfortunately, it was that solo shot out to left center field. And taking a pitch here is Gokenauer. So Jordan Gokenauer, who is seeing his batting average go the other way today. He came into the game at 370. It's dropped down to 312 as he is looking for his first hit in the ball game. He's driven in a run, but that was a fielder's choice. He's struck out a couple of times today. Keene. The 0-1 pitch gets away from Kennedy and evens the count at 1-1. Game is going for 3 hours and 39 minutes, so kind of a long one here tonight. That 4th inning was the big one that kind of slowed everything down a little bit. Buffs trailing 11-6. Gokenauer sends this one foul again, and so runs the count to 1-2. Should he get aboard, then Van de Sanden will be due up next. Top of the 9th inning, solo home run for Bedgood in this one in the top of the 9th to give that 5-run cushion to Tyler. And that was on the outside corner, just misses. Evens the count at 2-2. Kennedy takes a long look in the dugout. Badgett signals out to his battery mate what the pitch should be. And Keene gets set for the delivery. Isaac got the strike on that one as that got away from Kennedy, but he tags out Gokenauer for out number 3. So no run, or I should say 1 run on 1 hit. Or no errors in the inning, and no one left on base. We've played 8.5. Tyler looking to upset WT with an 11-6 lead. We'll take a timeout, be back for the bottom of the 9th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is what a new heart valve looks like. This is what a bypassed artery looks like. And this is what a repaired aortic aneurysm looks like. The BSA Heart and Vascular Team is here to help you live life to the fullest. From our state-of-the-art cardiac technologies to our dedicated heart specialists, our goal is to help you take the very best care of your heart so you can enjoy everything else that matters to you. BSA for life.
Well, A.J. Irwin comes out for his third inning of work as he will get set to face the 4, 5, and 6 batters for the Buffaloes as Adam Becker will lead things off, followed by Will Fenning and then Eric Ortiz for the Buffaloes, who trail in this one 11-6, so they've got to get some bats going here in the bottom of the ninth. So Adam Becker will make his way out to get things going. Adam with 2 hits on the day. He's driven in 3. Struck out once. His batting average up at .448. Looks at a high pitch for ball 1. Becker coming into this one today, .444, so raised it just a little. Takes a pitch out. Oh, for a strike on the outside corner. Wow. That evens the count at 1-1. Again, Tyler, 11 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors. Buff, 6 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors. That one's fouled off, and I'll play Buff 6 runs on 9 hits, and 2 errors. Tyler's left 12 on base. The Buffs have left 9 on base. In the Buffs, yet for a blemish on their record here this season. Got a big hill to climb here in the bottom of the ninth. 1-2 count is outside for a 2-2 count on Adam Becker. A.J. Irwin getting ready for his 33rd pitch here in his third inning of work. This one's going to be hit skyward, foul down the right field line, giving chase as the first baseman, but gave a good effort, but just could not come up with it there. Making a diving attempt was Lucas Polanco. And Polanco will make his way back. Gave it a yeoman's effort, just couldn't catch up with the baseball. Kind of threw his body at it at the last second to try to pull that one in. So count stays 2-2 for the Buffs' Adam Becker. Takes a cut, comes up empty, and he is retired as a strikeout victim for out number 1 here in the bottom of the ninth. That'll bring up Will Fenning.
Now batting number 15, Will Fenning.
Fenning comes up with a .375 batting average. Kind of knocked a couple of points off as he's still looking for his first hit of the day. He's walked once, struck out once, keeps his hands right at his chest. Looks at strike 1. Kind of a unique style of batting for Will Fenning. Again, his hands are real close to his chest. Set and ready to go. Takes a cut, sends it down the third base line, and that is foul. And third baseman thought it was going to be fair, but nevertheless, the third base ump was there to say that is a foul ball. Runs the count to 0-2 on Will Fenning. Fenning settles back in, ready to go. 0-2 pitch, swung on and driven down the left field line, and that just curves foul. Had it not, he got totally a hold of that one, and that would have been a long ball, but nevertheless, just stays foul to the left of the foul pole instead of right. keeps the count at 0-2. Fenning sends this one foul again, the same place, except a little further out. So he's getting around on it. Trying to get the timing down on A.J. Irwin. See if Irwin comes with an off-speed pitch this time. Pitch on the way. It is off-speed pitch. Is there for strike 3 as Fenning thought he could try to buy that one, but back-to-back strikeouts for A.J. Irvin. That's his 5th strikeout in relief. And that'll bring up the Buffs' first baseman, Eric Ortiz, and the Buffs are down to their final out, trailing 11-6 in this one. Ortiz settles in to bat from the left side, takes a big cut, drives this one deep out to right center field, and that one is off the wall and gone as Ortiz comes away with a solo home run. Ortiz hitting the first pitch he saw, and Eric cuts the lead to 11-7. So Ortiz with a nice power drive out to left or to right center field, and cuts the lead to 11-7. That'll bring up Mike Manetta. Got a single his last at bat, but tried to stretch it into a double and got thrown out at second base. Got 2 hits on the day as he looks at ball 1. Manetta batting .308 on the season, getting 2 hits today. Mike skies this one up, and let's see, the catcher calls for it. Trying to find it and finds it and gets it. And that is out number 3 as Manetta flies out to the catcher. And the Buffs fall in this one 11-7 for their first loss of the season. And again, a big win for Tyler. They improve to 9-8. Buffaloes fall to 14-1 in this one. We'll take a timeout. We'll do so and come back and kind of recap how this one went today from Wilder Park. But first, this break as the Buffs fall in this one 11-7 to the Patriots from UT Tyler. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology.
Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Well, the Buffs fall for the first time in the 2022 campaign as they lose to UT Tyler 11-7. It was the fourth inning that was the undoing for the Buffs in this one today. And so the Buffs saw Tyler get out to an early 1-0 lead in the first inning, but the Buffs came back and scored 3 in the bottom of the third to take a 3-1 lead. In that third inning, though, during UTT's at-bat, starter for the Buffs in this one, Nick Marshall, took a line drive off his right shoulder. And then as the Buffs scored 3 runs in the bottom of the third inning, sat on the sideline for a little bit. When he came out, he walked the first batter that he faced and got behind in the count 3-0 in the second batter. And that really more or less forced Matt Vandenberg to come out and kind of talk to his pitcher to see if he was okay. Decided to make a change, and so did so there in the fourth inning. And then that's when UT Tyler just kind of got their bats going in a big way as they scored 9 runs in that fourth inning on 7 hits, left 2 on base. And so again, that was the big difference. The Buffs would fight back. They would score 3 in the 6th inning to cut the lead to 10-6, and then both teams scored in the 9th inning to make our final 11-7. WT falls to 14-1 on the season and 12-1 in Lone Star Conference play, while UT Tyler improves to 9-8 on the season and 9-8 in Lone Star Conference play. The win goes to Dylan Bloomquist, who comes away and improves to 2-0 on the season. And so, again, he gets the win. These two teams will play a doubleheader tomorrow with the first pitch at 4 o'clock. Luke Kinsey will bring you that one. And so, again, the Buffs trying to get this one behind them today, hopefully get the bats going tomorrow and get set to get out and get after it against the Patriots from UT Tyler. Big thanks to Jacob Griffin for engineering and directing tonight's contest, and, of course, to the entire Thunder Vision crew for helping to bring this one. It was a fun one to watch, a lot of offense. We'll see what tomorrow's Game 2 has in store for you as they get set for that one. The starters scheduled on the, at least at the moment, Maddox Hoagland will get the start for the Buffs. He's 2-0 with a 3.2 earned run average, and right now, Nick Niebauer is scheduled to start 0-2, but he does have a 2.74 earned run average on the season as well. Again, game will kick off tomorrow just before about 10 till 4. We'll bring the broadcast to you, and Lucas Kinsey will bring that your way. We thank you for joining us for tonight's contest. Again, UT Tyler with the win, 11-7 over WT. For the entire Thunder Vision crew, this is Bryce Sheets saying have a great Friday evening.